Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. It is the birthday stream. We're here to have some fun for the day that is today, which is May 17th, my 34th birthday. And we've already got 2 subscriptions. So Shiv, who's helping produce this today, was and gave the 5-month resub. And then Mirror came in with the Twitch Prime as well. So thank you both for the subscriptions already, which means I already got to start drinking, which I didn't think was going to happen that quick. I do have a bottle of alcohol that I will drink for subscriptions and donations to help celebrate for the special day. But we also have a special guest, at least for the first game. So, Relic, you want to say hi?
Hello, I'm officially subscribed to you with my Twitch Prime sub, which I would encourage everybody to do. If you are subscribed to Twitch Prime, you get a free sub every month. So feel free to use it on the North American GOAT, MadMagical. This dude is carrying the scene on his back.
Oh my god, you guys are all crazy. 420 BRB just came in with 5 gifted subs as well. Okay, well, I guess we're just filling up this cup. I was thinking that it was going to be like, I was going to have small doses of alcohol, but we're just going to start off with a lot today. So we're just going to, I mean, what? And then another gifted sub from Game Over to Appios. You are all crazy. Oh my goodness. I'll water it down a little bit with some Dr. Pepper. Let's see how Dr. Pepper and Fireball taste together. I don't know if that's going to be a good combo, but you are all amazing. I love you all.
Balls?
Dr. Balls. I was thinking about getting the Angry Balls, where it's like Angry Orchard and Fireball, but I thought that was too much alcohol. I didn't want to have that much, so I'm like, okay, just a little bit. But here we go. Cheers to everybody out there for the subscriptions all ready to start off the day. So let's drink this.
I don't quite have Fireball. I do have Pepsi Cream Soda though.
Hey, that's good. This is not as bad as I thought. Now you can barely taste the Dr. Pepper. It is just straight Fireball. But it's good nonetheless. So, if people don't know what's going on today, we are going to do a fun little tournament to help celebrate my birthday. It's the Magical's Mad Birthday Bash is what I've dubbed it. And so, Shiv, if you want to switch over the screen to the spinny wheel, we have the spinny wheel of spinniness that we are going to spin for this. And this will decide, first, it's going to be the hunter that is banned. So this is the hunter nobody is allowed to play at all. So everyone is going to be nixed from this one. So let's find out who that first hunter is.
It's not allowed to be Hudson, by the way.
Well, it could be Hudson for this one. But it is going to be... nope. Jin! Jin is the banned. However, there is a special rule. Now, we are going to spin it again. This is why I'm not removing Jin. But if Jin gets landed on again, then everyone has to play Jin. That's the special rule. So... it's only banned for now until we get the second spin of the wheel to see who is going to be the next one. Oh, okay, not going to get the multiple on this one. Everyone has to play with Bishop. Okay. So if you want to make sure to tell people that, Shiv, that Jin is banned and Bishop is the one everyone must play. So, well, not everyone must play. Every team has to have.
Yo, Lods is in the mud, by the way.
Yeah, poor Lods. Lod's reeling right now. Gonna be super sad about that one. Let me finish up this drink really quick. Oh. Ooh. And must pick for each team. So it's not like everyone has to play Bishop, but every team has to have a Bishop. That is the one thing. And game over screen with another gifted sub, this time over to Kenneth. You guys are all crazy. I really appreciate you, but I definitely should have gotten something better to cut the fireball, because, man, is that strong.
You might want some good quality H2O, my dude.
That's in Dr. Pepper, right?
Maybe?
Oh my goodness, this one's an anonymous gifted sub over to Goth Cowboy. I have a feeling it's still game over. Because Game Over's just been hitting us with the gifted subs so far, but you are all legendary. Thank you so much for everything you guys are doing. I appreciate every last one of you.
This is gonna be a pretty good science experiment to see just how much casting can sort of create sweat, which allows the alcohol to like flow out of your body.
Right? Because I've already had a good amount starting off. Like, let's see the bottle. Like, you know, not that much, so, but at least something. And then the Night Flyer comes in with the 82-month resub. The 82 months, I am kidding. Night Flyer will never be dethroned. Has been literally subbed to me since I first got subs way back in the day. What is that? 82 months? How many years is that now? Like, is that no, that's 7 years and 10 months, I think, is what it is. So getting close to the 8 year. Selfie. My dog is now getting really upset because I'm getting so excited. You want to come say hi? Come on, come here. Come on, come up, up.
Yo,
up,
doggo cam?
Come on, Duffy, up. No woofing. Come up, come on. I'm trying to get her up. Come on, Del, up. Though the one thing is I can't see chat really quick, so let's see if I can. Duffy, stop that, because I have our producer doing this also. The chat wasn't coming up for me, so let's see if I. Oh, there it is. There we go. Now I can see the chat. I can see what everyone is saying as the dog is going crazy. Delphi. So thank you guys. So yeah, rear visuals there. I see Jet Ski, Angel, Game Over, 420. You're all awesome. Dylan's there too. So okay. So people are confused. So I'm gonna go post it really quick into the Discord so people know what's going on. Sorry, I was trying to get this all started for everyone. Delphi, come on. Resurgence. Oh.
Off, surely.
Yeah. Shiv, do you know how to turn off Resurgence? Let me just. Okay, so Dylan said people are confused, so I'm gonna just type this really quick into the Discord. Oh yeah, it might be Jang. I have Jang, the leader. Okay, so I'm gonna just clarify that really quick because people are confused. So, Jin is banned for game 1. All teams must play with a bishop.
Name a more iconic duo than confused players and complicated fun party modes.
Is it that complicated? I don't think it's that complicated.
No. So I encountered a similar sort of thought. So with the EU guys, we were talking about start times and such, and I'm like, look, we're a week out. I'm also organizing the broadcast, my guys. You know, this is a big ask, and also the start time was literally on the application form, and the first response I got was, "What, you expect us to read?"
And then Madly had a good point. I need to fix the title of the stream, so let me go into that really quick. That was not.
I like what you've done with the Supervive logo on the Magical.
This is all Khyzaro, by the way. I need to make, like, I'm going to go through. Khyzaro, the GOAT, went through and made all these graphics for the channel. This is all done by Khyzaro. So huge love out to Khyzaro on what they did. And 420, it is a little late to join, unfortunately. However, if a team needs a sub, you're always welcome to join in. Always, like, especially for 4 fun game modes, it wouldn't make sense to, like, not allow subs, because I know people, it's not like they're playing for prize pool. They're playing here for our entertainment, to have fun and to enjoy just good company. So if teams need people, you're more than welcome to join in. But there we go. I think I got the title updated. I told Jang to start it up, so we should be good to go. Let me make sure. Start.
You missed the most important thing, dude.
What's that?
They're playing for your birthday.
No, that
if they don't entertain you sufficiently enough, all of these accounts are getting banned at the end of the evening.
That just gonna go to Theorycraft and just be like, all right, guys, you need to. I'm not entertained enough. Ban them all. Ban them all.
Honestly, a lot of these people Yeah, they're laughing. They're having a good time. They do not understand what's at stake here.
They don't understand how important this, of all things, the magical mad birthday bash is to their future careers in Supervive. This, more than anything, is deciding. You'll be banned from Theorycraft. You'll be banned from Battle Hub.
They don't want to miss the 1.0 train. I mean, choo.
True. Hey, I got the. We always got the whistle ready for us, and here we go. We are getting ready for our game. Oh wait, what happened? It's frozen. It's frozen. I didn't see anything. It was just on the loading, not the loading screen, but the lobby. Everything good, Shiv? I hope everything's good. Okay, take your time. This is, like I said, it's meant to be a fun hangout thing for all of us, just to enjoy each other's company. Oh, ads. Uh-oh. I gotta make sure I go into Twitch then, and I can control the ads, so we don't have them mid-game. At least it's happening now before the game, and not during the game. That'd be much worse if it was happening during the game.
Honestly, though, I feel you. Like, trying to remember to run ads whilst also running a tournament turns out really difficult.
Yeah, I wish they had it, like, where it was a lot easier. Granted, there are easier ways to do it if you have, like, the whatchamabucket, the little... Hey, there we go. We're in it. We are here. So I don't hear any game sounds. That's the only thing. However, we can make do with this for now. So here we go. Get to watch some games starting off. We already have a knock early on. Spade taken out, game over, as it's the Moonlit Battleground squads facing off against one another.
Yeah, it feels a little too ominously like the firing squad out here, where they've told the Academy what's going to happen. The Academy have turned up, and then they've just been done dirty, stabbed in the back, and there's not really much else where they can go here. Rotating safely into Site 38 is a no-go, because that's where game center lies. And of course, by this point, Magical, so many teams have already hit that level 6, so the Battlegrounds Academy at a disadvantage early on.
And so I'm already getting asked in chat if it's Bullet Train's ever game. Yes, it is.
Every single game.
Every game. Bullet Trains are my favorite, as it should be. And Bullet Trains, I will continue to say this, need to be faster. They need to also go faster after they kill someone. This is how it needs to be changed for the future. If you love me, that's what you're going to tell Theorycraft. Just saying. Oh, man. And then Twin dropping 10 gifted subs as well. Thank you so much, as we do have a bit of a battle. Bob up against Cat. We see that Tuna almost taken out. Madly is going to be the first casualty there, as Bob now down to only Kula, trying to get away as Eva, Kenneth on the hunt. Nice punt into the wall, but these heals from the orbs keeping Kula alive as they're trying to survive. But now that the rest of Cat are starting to show up, it's going to look dirty for Bob. I don't know how Tuna's going to get out of this one, and we're going to see an easy kill there confirmed by Cat.
Yes, you could say it's the perfect derby, because it's the Bobcat. It's the Bobcat. Cat, Bob, whatever you want to say. Either way, great to see Stevenator, by the way, back in the game for his first competitive outing, I think in months.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Love to see it, and really just going to show you might be away from the game for a while, but the quality never leaves you. It's the quality magical.
Also, Twin saying at the gym, but listening in. I love you, Twin. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Getting yoked and then also dropping 10 gifted subs at the same time. Absolute legend. And looking at how this game is so far, while there have been a lot of knocks and kills early on, there haven't actually been any wipes just yet, Relic. Everyone's still up, and we've even seen that there's been revives that have been enabled. Every team perfectly fine so far.
We give you this fun party mode, and yet North America still conforming to the usual. Come on, lads!
All right, here we go. This is what we want to see. CC fighting against TLD, who have gold armor, taking out Diamond, subbing in for the team. And CC, the Chain Chompers, now in a bad spot. Zach trying to see where they can go from here, recalling back to their base way far away down in End Shrine. Probably just to make sure they get a revive off, as we see these teams, as you talked about, kind of boring early on. You know, just a snooze fest, a little bit of these knocks back and forth. This might be a little bit more of that action that we want to see. Is WWW in a bad spot. Khyzaro trying to get away. Will be knocked down. 3D2Y subbing in for the team. Barely gets out of there. Same with Azeroth getting on the other side, trying to escape. It is going to be the tax collectors hunting down these kills, wanting to take that first squad wipe. But it will be the rings until there it goes. 3D2Y taken as another casualty of the fight.
Yeah, Mirror Vigil casting the net there with the shock trap and ultimately getting a bit more than he bargained for. In flew a Carbine, hit the net, massive damage onto both them and 3D2Y, and as we see, ultimately leading to both of their demises in the short run. Really lovely work from the tax collectors there. Also want to give out a shout out to Zach H in that previous encounter that we saw that they were running away from the last door. First and foremost, stop bullying me in ranked, please. Also, congratulations on reaching legend for the first time.
You know what? I wish I could say that they were bullying me in ranked, but I haven't been able to play ranked in a bit. So it feels bad as we look at the Bobcat matchup yet again. But this time, Bob will be taken out of the cat, and they are the first team eliminated.
Yeah, really a difficult position there, moving up through the Shards of Fate and into the Dawn Caps. With the Shards of Fate, you have so many choke points that you can find yourself in that you can use to your advantage, but I think clearly they were catching the end of the fight. It's not gone well, at least for one team as opposed to the other, and just a couple of knockback abilities, good CC, and Cat taking full advantage there.
As we see FF, SBI, squaring off Berserker, throwing down the Abyssal Breaker, getting a bit of damage, but because Zen was able to front for the team, scared off the rest of SBI from actually fully engaging, which allows FF to heal up and look for the fight back. They push them into the storm, but they too are in the storm, and it's starting to hail down on their heads. It's getting rough for them as they lose Saucy Hack, the first casualty, while Zen will separate, staying within the storm and trying to get away. Same with Bush trying to get back for FF. Saucy Hack, unfortunately, is going to be the one they forfeit in that fight, while SBI will come out the better of it. But we go all the way north, and we see there are some more knocks back and forth, but no other squads wiped out outside of Bob.
Yeah, we're still going in that FF-SVI fight. It's a difficult position to be in, especially with this ring where the damage is certainly noticeable, but not crazy. Do you prefer position, or do you prefer something along the lines of, oh, I don't know, getting KP, getting teams out of the game quicker? Unfortunately, those sorts of battles tend to lead to third-party situations, which is why I prefer position magical, something which PSA is demonstrating to great effect, moving out of these pink lava pits and chasing a Clue to try and get another KP. Starflash, though, ultimately called off.
Yeah, and Zach H having separated from the team, so they should be able to survive. But we look at 10. It's going to be WWW getting one knock on the other side, but it's a trade of 1-for-1. Caesar able to get back, but 3D2Y trying to revive and make sure the team's fully formed. But with Game Center on the other side, 10 now in a bad spot. They revived their team as well, but they are pinched between two, and they got to be careful on how they want to be able to get out of this one. S-Seekers tries to punt them into the Meteor Beast, getting some help from the minions themselves, while we see the WWW hanging out on the outskirts, waiting for their time to strike, waiting for both teams to do enough damage. With RTK gone, it could be the Game Center taking advantage, while WWW were holding the north until Cat. They come in from the south to try to help out as well. 4 teams all grouped up. TNN pushing back Jetski into the abyss. They're looking for the spikes, but it's going to be WWW who execute the kill and confirm that for themselves.
True chaos in anybody's game, posturing and looking for those openings. We hear the Hoover in the background. The Hoover's going to clean up here. Cat's moving in as, what is this, the 4th or 5th party? Azeroth having to pop the rocket punch there to get away. And meanwhile, we've got Moonlit Battlegrounds, one of the top 2 teams in NA, by the way, still lurking. They've actually pulled further into one of the souls, but look how close the 2 souls are together, actually. And Moonlit Battlegrounds again down to this Armor Soul, which I think has been teleported away at this point by FF.
Yeah, and Moonlit Battlegrounds this time are the ones with the teleport, and they are looking to see if they can steal away the Meteor Piece for themselves, and they don't get it in time. Secured by FF, and there comes the Corrupted Zone. Moonlit Battlegrounds now a little bit too late to try to get anything from it.
I think it was Moonlit Battlegrounds who actually teleported it away in the first place. So a quick correction there. Ultimately to their detriment, because they didn't have vision on FF. They thought they were just teleporting it to free land. Nuh-uh. And Friendly Fire really, not Friendly Fire, that's a completely different team. For fun, make them pay in a big way. But good on Moonlit Battlegrounds for not getting lost in the source and going for the chase. That is asking for trouble, especially with a couple of spikeable opportunities down there in the Bane Grove.
Yeah, and as my wife continues to whip the cake in the background that you can hear, I was trying to mute myself to make sure that people weren't getting that too bad for themselves. We do see how the teams are moving around. We have a lot of teams all grouped up together here. Game Center sends Sneakers out, but only to death do they find. Game Center in a bad spot. Jetski trying to get away. Sinner's Embrace getting the stun to lock down Jetski. Only Herd will escape while Cat come in from the north. Moonlit Battlegrounds, though, they stomp on those wisps. They'll be able to collect the bounty from it, but they got to be careful because now they're in a bad spot. They have to jump over that wall if they want to escape. And Game Over has already done so, which means now it's just Chinese Spy as they already lost DJ Montague. Chinese Spy does jump over, but it is not looking good right now for the Academy squad. That's why they call in the reinforcements. They get the big brother to show up to try to help out, but Stevenator and Cat, they fight back against Moonlit Battlegrounds. Keep them at bay for now.
11's, we do have 112 actually. Stevenator popping off on this. So strange, isn't it? Seeing like hallmark players from the time of the prologue on brand new characters like DJ Montague on the Eva. It feels wrong, but it also feels so right as Supervive Illuminati maybe looking for some poppable opportunities into the Kobayashi core. Jang there watching position, but we've also got Herd here as a last stand member for GCR, also looking for the revive opportunity as NBA get theirs off.
Good news for everyone. I did finally finish my drink from all those subs that you guys gifted earlier. So it finally happened as Thank You almost was taken out by the guards and Bullet Train at the same time. But we see that they do survive. SBI hanging on the outskirts, even having Jang now just phase walking away.
Oh, we were so close to the first one, Magical. We were so
close. So close.
Supervive Illuminati, disappointing, at least from our perspective. From their perspective, they are delighted that they didn't succumb to the Bullet Train. And in all of this time, Cat and MB still facing off against each other like some Wild West saloon. And they've ultimately, I mean, they're going to have to move in eventually because of the ring. But now TLD going in on FF.
There we go. We see that TLD try to go for the play onto FF as Cat were able to take out Afios on the other side, but FF in a bad spot because they see the storm to their south and TLD do not relent. They take out Bush. Well, Zen and Saucy Hack, they might be able to retreat. The fight in Kobayashi still going strong for the teams. As it's Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy looking for Thank You. It's nighttime and good night, Thank You. They put him to bed and look to do the same to the game center. Herd has to get away, but Sneakers is going to be the one that pays the cost of the fight, while Jetski on the outskirts, Sinner's Embrace to try to lock him down over the abyss. And guess what? Too many teams surround your point, Jetski. They all find you, while Zen was able to get one for the team. Aphiodonis does so for the rest of them.
Oh, I don't like this for fun here as Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy looking to rotate north and away. Berserker here using one solitary piece of grass to try and stay unnoticed. No, they bite the cherry. They move in and out of that area just in the nick of time. I don't think For Fun were willing to chase, especially with only two members. But you saw IRS and WWW there, or they're almost licking their lips in satisfaction at the amount of kill points that they could pick up from this. Ultimately, Caesar there taking down DJ Montague, and you have Moonlit Battlegrounds on the other side of Kobayashi, but daytime has saved perhaps the majority of these players.
And now that it is daytime, look at how many players are in Kobayashi. So many with a bullet train! There it is! First kill, RTK, the first one for the Magical's Mad Birthday Bash. Gonna fall to the bullet train. Well, teams now find out what they want to do. They're all collected. Zen's pulled in by the bungee shot from WWW, but here comes the storm, and now they all try to see if they can retreat back into where they're not going to be hit, but the storm and the bullet train's keeping them all pinned.
Oh, Zen, first of all, what on earth was that self-inflicted pain. Demolition Job and Moonlit Battlegrounds, who've set up camp outside Kobayashi's, now really in the rewards, taking down Azarath. Lovely rotate out by 3D2Y for the rest of these teams. I don't know how far away we are from Knight. I've got to imagine we're pretty close. Starflash taking down Kilo elsewhere on the map, but this is what, 3, 4, 5 teams.
Oh my god, there's 10
are the ones who bite it.
They get taken out, and DJ Montague has no health inside of Kobayashi's, who wants to threaten against the town guards and try to take out that Eva. Nobody wanting to risk it for the biscuit. They don't want to try to eliminate another squad because Chinese Spy is outside of Kobayashi's.
Down goes CC and DJ Montague wherever he has TP'd. It's gotta be better than what this mess is. Crazy. No, never mind. It was a disaster class. Down to 9.
Down to 9, but keep that in mind, Relic. We're down to 9 still, and we are in the end game, right outside of Kobayashi's bullet trains as well. So many teams are finding their home inside of town, but eventually they're going to have to vacate. Cat now moving in as well as we see Moonlit Battlegrounds on the kill feed. Get rid of Pamu, but Cat do take down Sneakers, and with 4 teams inside of Kobayashi's and soon the Storm to push them out, I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, but Cat is legitimately in the best position here. With that Saros, they've got a free rotate through a portal anywhere. It just depends on where map knowledge is going to run
IRS.
here. TLD in an excellent position on this
Individual.
island north of, east of Site 38, finishing off the tax collectors with that bombardment of Bishop bombs.
And with so many teams still finding salvation inside of Kobayashi's, now the Storm is going to finally push our teams out of that zone. They'll no longer be able to call town home. They got to find somewhere else to go. And only, it looks like PSA and Moonlit Battlegrounds have inside track onto Circle.
And PSA with legit position, but look how scared they are. And rightfully so, of the last door, who put down a 2-way teleporter. They've got Fortress Soul, but most importantly, Magical, they've got the level lead over every single other team in this lobby. 15s with decent itemization at that as well.
And I'm looking at these teams. I'm waiting for the Circle to start pushing them in. SBI already sent out Berserker towards WWW. 3D2Y tries to absorb 3 members that jump on top of him. Does dash back, but a pistol breaker. Body blocked by the Bright Shield. 3D2Y finally falls. WWW Dynasties are finally eliminated. And we are down to 7.
Really clean engage from SVI 3v2, and they weren't willing to vacate. Cat go down as For Fun claim the green team. And look at Herd here. They've been last standing for GCR for a solid, 5 minutes or something?
Yep.
I can't catch a break, but he is gaining placement. Oh,
yeah,
and he just
got a kill onto the SBI taken out. Thank you. No way, Herd. Where's that crown when you need it right now? As they're still alive, but we see that Pine taking down Saucy Hack of FFF has gotten a little bit back for the team. 6 teams remain, but only 13 players. Yeah,
again, PSA, although they weren't too hot with the idea of going up against the last door, they feel a little bit better against SVI. Oath of Bistle Breaker goes out, not doing too much there. Afios still close to the tracks of my confidence. Zen going for the bungee shot tech. It's Herd in the middle of all of it as well. Oh, Fine goes down.
Zen, the 1v everybody god right now, eliminating another squad, getting better placement for FF. And I mean, they say they're for fun, but right now they're looking for wins because they are playing so damn good.
Moonlit Battlegrounds as well, popping the Supervive emotes. Look at this. We've got a best specialist. They've got base camps for days. They've got 2 legendary armors. Space doesn't even have a second power. So, I mean, they could do better than this, and maybe they will find something along the way. But in the meantime, we look at that next ring placement, and the last door has called this really well. Patiently does it, and they have got Godspot for the moment.
They're feeling very happy, but it is Bullet Train, and those are some thick walls they're all going to have to play around. Right now, PSA in a bad spot. Pamu could not blast back to the rest of the team. They might be able to get the revive outside of the Storm, as the Storm slowly will move to their position, but barely do they hold on to dear life.
Yeah, but what's this? I mean, they don't have any healers in there, so they're going to have to rely on whatever they've got. Meanwhile, the most
Ground.
wanted.
Ground being warned, but no health on their side as they might have escaped. But Pine looking to blast back to take down Berserker. SBI holding on to hope of one member, but a nice snipe from Spade to eliminate another squad as we are down to 4.
I like the idea, try and bait someone out, but we're talking about some of the best in North America right now, Magical. It doesn't matter how whimsical this format is. Everybody wants to win.
And Zen, I don't know how you're doing it by yourself. The only one for FF with no health and a dream, but taking down that dream shattered by Spade.
This is now legitimately the top 3. I'm continuing to do Abyssal Cup rankings in the meantime. This is the top 3 in America right now. Do not count out PSA. They do have a knack for managing these third-party situations well. I think MB are fine. They've got space to work with. We can
every time I'm just looking at that from Spade or from Height, they're playing with fire right now. And Pine, I love you, Pine, but I'm going to call you out. You never pay attention to the damn train, and it's going to bite you in the ass eventually.
All you got to do is follow the damn train, CJ.
And let's see if Pine is going to channel that energy and actually watch the train this time, Relic. As right now, with our final 3 and the storm continuing the push down south, TLD and PSA, they are now the 2 teams that hold control. It's MB on the outskirts. Moonlit Battlegrounds are the team outside of the storm, and Boombox used early by TLD as they look for the fight against Moonlit Battlegrounds. They want the action. Pine down. They can look for height, but it's going to be Abador in trade. Then getting rid of Spade. Then here comes PSA to try to save the day, try to get any kills they can. They've got rid of Phenom. It's Lemur and then Height on the other side. 1v1 for those 2 teams. Crown being worn by Height. Lemur barely holding on to dear life as he tries to get away, but the jump pad might have actually gotten Height baited in because Lemur still away, waiting for the TP. The most wanted ground not proc. PSA will win game 1.
I mean, listen, I don't want to humble brag. No, actually, that's a lie. I'm absolutely going to humble brag. This is PSA territory. When they see Moonlit Battlegrounds and the last door together as the other participants of the last 3, they're rubbing their hands together because they know that both of those teams see each other as the main threat. And you could see that call from the last door. Initially, you think, okay, sure, that's a good play. Moonlit Battlegrounds, if they're given the time to move in and, more importantly, reset that nuke cooldown, then the last door are cooked. They're going to be pushed, presumably, into PSA in the first place. Instead, they take the initiative, but they don't find the clean kills. It was eye for an eye, and that's when PSA swoops in to clean up the mess.
All right, so definitely starting to feel the alcohol already. And Twin was asking, so wait, is it sub for drinks? Yes, and donations. So any of the above, bits as well. If you have those, you know, you can use those. I will redeem it all. That's why I got the nice bottle of Fireball here for everybody. It should be a lot of fun. That's the whole point of today, right? Is that this is meant to be the most fun event that we have. Like, we've had a lot of fun events. I try to host a lot of like the hunter specific ones, right? I plan on doing one for Crysta in June, and then Void is going to be the one for July. If you haven't heard about these, I haven't got the dates set in stone yet. Obviously, Relic, I want to talk with you off camera and off stream about these because I want to make sure.
Talk with me on camera, coward.
Well, no, because I want to make sure we're coordinating this with Battle Hub. What the fuck do you think? I'm trying to make sure that we don't overlap here. We got a bunch of Supervive that we're doing here, and we're trying to make sure we keep this party train going all the way. Zikrik loves that. I said this a while ago, but I'm calling it the summer of Supervive. This is the summer of Supervive. We keep this party train rolling. We got the train whistle for a reason. Because we want to keep this going all the way to full release, keep the hype up, so that way when we get to full release and we have all these new players, we are ready to welcome them all in.
My guy, the vibes are immaculate. Admittedly, a weekend, I know, sue me doomers, but we've had over 1,500 players on the Supervive servers for the first time in 12 days. Yes, that is over a full week from the last one, which represents an uptick in form. You love to see it. And listen, on an individual basis, on a competitive eye basis, I meant sort of glazed over it before, but seeing the likes of Stevenator back, seeing Wadle back, seeing DJ Montague back, so many wonderful names, and particularly in NA, which contextually speaking has been gutted. A lot of their good to great teams have left for pastures new or taking a break from the game. What a great time to come back for the Magical Birthday Bash.
So, I'm not gonna leak anything, but I have been talking to a lot of previous players about like what's been going on with Supervive, especially in NA. And I do have a lot of good news. I'm not gonna name names, but a lot of players do plan on coming back. We got another subscription from He Juiced Me.
Let's go,
So we got more drinks that we'll be having today. But yes, there are a lot of NA players that are already making plans for either June or July. They have been reaching out to me about joining in for some of the events that I'll be hosting, as well as been asking about Battle Hub events that are in the future. He Juiced Me also giving out the gifted sub to Luca. So we definitely are taking some drinks for that one. Thank you guys so much for this. Appreciate all of you. But okay, we got to get the spinny wheel. The spinny wheel is because we got the players are already, I know, biting at the chomps here, and they're ready to play the next one. So let's get the first. No, not the first. It's game 2. So we are getting our ban for game 2. It will be. Oh man.
Oh wait.
Felix.
Okay.
Okay. So as I have said, I will say this for players and for viewers out there. Well, yes, the first spin does mean ban. If we land on Felix again in the second one, that means that everyone then has to play that hunter. Okay? So we're gonna spin it again, and we'll see what we get on this one. So Felix has been banned so far. If we get Felix again, it doesn't look like it's gonna be. Wow!
Ooh,
Eva!
Okay.
Eva! So I will let all the players know that for game 2, it is Felix ban, Eva must be played. Those are going to be the hunters for game 2. So
Montague's feeling pretty good right now. Lima's probably feeling pretty good as well. Lima plays a really mean Eva.
yeah, exactly. Lemur has been really practicing that Eva. So all right, as long as all the players are ready, I'm going to message Jang again. Just make sure that Jang knows as well what's going on.
Question: does Jin stay banned or is a
No.
refresh?
It's all refresh. So just because I don't want to have it permanently, you know, it's like I want players to play certain things.
Hey Lima, I was like, hey, you know, let's just ban Oath every round, and Magical was like, no, this is my birthday, stay out of this.
Exactly. Hey, we can't. Okay. I will say it's not like if Oath is allowed, like that's the one where I may veto the spin. If we get a spin where it's an Oath must be played for all teams, because that's already a given, right? That's like a given.
The Oath clause?
Yeah. That's the Oath clause. We're going to have the Oath clause.
Oh, and actually, lore-wise, given that his original name was Oathbreaker.
Oh, yeah.
That feels pretty on brand.
It does. So... But I am glad that people were asking about the Jin. So Jin is enabled. It's just Felix. We don't keep the bans rolling for each game. I think that would be silly, just because then it would discourage certain like the mains of certain hunters from playing anything at all, and I don't want to do that. That's why it's going to be refreshed every game, and including which is why we have the whole clause about if the same hunter is spun on both wheels, that then everyone must play it. Because if we had that rolling over, then that's like, say we have next one where it's both Huddies, right? Ban Huddy, play Huddy, then it's Huddy for the rest of the day, which I wouldn't mind. But I don't know if the players would like that so much.
No, I totally agree. I mean, look, I am a big fan of stacking bans, or not so much fearless draft, but I like the idea of multiple bans being built up over the course of a series.
Yes.
Not with the current roster. Like we gotta like get another 10 hunters.
We already have the whole thing for Battle Hub, and I think that's the way to approach it. for this kind of
half-time ban.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that makes sense. For this kind of for fun tournament, doesn't make as much sense. It's just not as it just would discourage a lot of the fun gameplay that we want to have here for the magical mad birthday bash, right?
For sure.
Because I'll be honest, I don't want Felix banned the whole day. I don't want Jin banned the whole day. Those are some hype moments. Those are some fun moments. So if they were banned the whole day, I would be sad. And I'd probably veto them myself. If it's Oath banned the whole day, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Okay, it's Oath. We're all going to be a little happy on that one. But
your birthday, you can do whatever you want. Those are the rules.
Yeah. Well, I already have that with Bullet Train.
Exactly.
Okay, and I'm just saying, if there's anybody out there who is listening who wants to, maybe put in a good word with your craft, just tell them that bullet trains, every time they get a kill, that they should go a little bit faster. I'm just saying. And then there could be people like me who are degens. Make sure they have a lobby where they feed the bullet train early on into the game, so it's really fast late game.
All right, so we're into our next into our next lobby with Teleport Soul and Armor Soul. So no need for the two-way teleporter this time if you're able to grab the first of those souls. Our 13 teams in, and a pretty direct, straight path. A lot of teams dropping south of the Skylands, but we've got a couple here in Academy immediately. And Krillo, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Krillo, not paying the most attention, and realizing the buffs for Eva as well. I remember back in the Happily Eva after, played a lot of the Eva there for GCR as well. So very much understands how the Hunter is played and understands the buffs there too. So was able to kind of punish Cat for not fully paying attention.
Totally. It's a bit... Honestly, I like what Bob has done here. Bob has seen everybody and their mothers dropping, and they're like, I'd quite like to have a lot of mobs to myself. Thank you very much. Not only that, but there's also a lot of equipment that you can pick up in the Shards of Fate. That said... Kenneth, I think they're one of the more slippery players here in our NA lobbies, and I think, honestly, this even more than happy to just try and hit level 6 first and foremost. The damage has already been done.
Though seeing Stevenator on the Eva makes me a little sad. I remember Stevenator, I remember talking to back in the day, and was one of the players who was like really teaching me the inside out mechanics of how to play Kingpin properly. So when you remember when Huddy first got heavily nerfed after everyone started playing it, after I kept saying how good Hudson was, and everyone ignored me until they realized, wait, he's onto something, because I was getting freelo from it for so long that people were like, he's not that good. There's got to be something wrong with.
You continue to steal credit from me. I'm like, yo, Magical, I think you'd really like Hudson. I think he's a really good hunter. And you're like,
this is true.
Yeah, no, I'm the Hudson guy. Look at me. I'm MadMagical. Oh, I'm going to commentate this fight now.
You know what's funny is nobody has to know that that's fact.
I just claimed this.
This is true, though. Brall, back when it was just Gunner, too, back in the closed alphas, was telling me all about Gunner and be like, Magical, you would really like this Hunter. You'd really like this one. And I was like, I'll give him a whirl. And then I played. I'm like, oh man, this is easy. This is the easiest game of my life. Let's do it.
The man made it his entire image, and I'm like, well, guess I'm moving on to something else then. To be fair, not bad timing, given that it was nuked into oblivion when it was being affected. But you know what? Enough about the Hudson. We don't see a single one of them in the lobby. Maybe later if it does get auto-picked by everyone. But honestly, difficult position here for Moonlit Battlegrounds, who early doors have found the last door and just trying to skirt their way around them. Honestly, a smart play, because now with the ring moving in, they have the better position, but not the numbers. Look where Pine is looking for the flank potentially.
Also, shout out to Sinoid for the raid right there with a happy birthday. Thank you. Oh, wait, Sinoid, it was your birthday too? No. I knew Sinoid said their birthday was in May, but I didn't realize it was today too. Oh, Sinoid. All right. We might have to get Sinoid in here at some point to be able to cast with me if you're awake enough for it. Right now, I am definitely at that tipsy point because the donations and the subs are starting to get me there. But We are having a damn good day. So happy birthday to Sinoid. Everyone make sure that you are following Sinoid as well. I heard that there might be some pizza parties coming up in the future. Just saying.
Some death party for Raphios here. Caught in one of the worst vault locations imaginable. You always have to keep one person outside to make sure that you don't get squished, and that's unfortunately exactly what we saw for, of course, our Game 1 winners in PSA leading the lobby.
Yeah, so in a bad spot to start off, and speaking of in a bad spot, Bob right now, lose Kula. Unfortunately, Madly and Goth Cowboy are going to have to go separate ways, as Bob, the first team eliminated from Game 1, struggling already in Game 2.
Interesting look here for CC, who are probably aware of the tax collectors, and most certainly, judging from the rotate, they're very much understanding that they have ultimates and they do not, which that's immediately a red flag for me, as is PSA here, who are still, I believe, are looking for the revive onto Atheos, hence why they're not taking that one. Abyssal Hatchling, though, going into the hands of the tax collector, who pop a level 8 on Ophianotus.
Ooh. So gonna be a bit scary there, and that's why we see WWW already bailing out of that one. 6s and 7s on their side. No way they want to fight that. And then looking over at PSA, they are staring down another team, but kind of in a similar boat. FFF at the Molten Fortress / Chaos Steps. Neither of those teams really feeling that powerful just yet. And also to answer Sinoid's question, because I know there are going to be people who are just tuning in who are confused on the rules. Every game is going to have a unique hunter ban and a unique hunter must play for every single game. Ooh. It will reset with each one, as now we see that PSA are looking for the fight against FFF, but Star Flash getting caught off. PSA continue to have this poverty run after winning Game 1.
Yo, big plays from Bush. The Sinner's Embrace combined with the Q. Starflash TP'd in off one of his teammates and actually successfully landed a hook at that as well. Meanwhile, IRS have come into Bob territory and are taking it over with 2 kills immediately.
Look, I live in Bobcat country as well. It's pretty easy to bully them around, and we're seeing right now that the Bobs are struggling again in Game 2. And I'm worried for them on how they're going to be able to play into this game. But right now, we see that PSA down to only Palmu. Well, Aphios was picked off. It is then TLD and possibly FF who could have done battle. But instead, we're going over to the other side. The Chain Chompers locked into Sinner's Embrace. Glass pulled back in by Beckon to be the first casualty for them. Well, Kushla trying to get away. The Train to find Game Over, who wasn't paying attention while Chinese Spy takes out Akushla. Zach might be able to resurrect their Eva, but here comes the Academy squad trying to stop that, but bringing them back in, missing the pull, but the dash back in, saying Glass is going to stay broken. Only Zach will be able to escape.
Yeah, game over with the egg on face there, because other than that, really, it was an excellent engagement from Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, who have got to feel good after a really struggle bus. After a real struggle bus of a Game 1. Speaking of struggle bus, the Lima kind of all on his own here with Saucy Hack and Zen with this lovely reposition on the Brawl. I don't think he gets out of this.
Nice
stun! He definitely doesn't. What a stun.
That was beautiful from FF to get the stun over Lava to make sure they can confirm that kill. Well, here's the Train. They're getting the double Sinner's Embrace. It's locking down only 1. Orbs of Argus trying to heal them back up and let the pull back in. They got a little bit of damage, but 3D2Y couldn't execute the kills. 10. Still in a bad spot on the tracks, getting pushed back by WWW. Caesar looking for the pull, but keep in mind that FF are still to the north. They were fighting on the other side. Caesar barely dies on the other side of the lava. 2v2, Dylan gone, but there goes Azeroth as well. 3D2Y and TNN now will fight, but Orbs of Argus do more damage, and then Saucy Hack says, hey, free kill. Jump pad does not get enough distance. Our first team eliminated, with PSA falling just afterwards. To the Train, picking up more kills, while 10 barely trying to escape with the help of the jellyfish. FF chasing them down, but not going to continue that hunt.
Major headline 1, our Game 1 winners out at 12. Yikes. Our headline number 2, what a Robbie Rotten cosplay that was from WWW Lazy Town Supervive version, where they set up the trap. It was well thought out. It was terribly executed in the end. Not from the initial play, the Q slam, the Abyssal slam found its mark, but then the train kill and the mess up, and Bob goes down, I'm presuming via IRS or maybe to the world, maybe the train got another kill, but now 3 teams in and around Site 38.
Right in Ion Acres, this fortress looking more like a tomb for TLD. As 2 teams surrounding them, they might be able to hunt them down, but TLD tried a path up north, putting down the anti-mobility fields as well as the rain of arrows, but Abador has to take some glider fuel away to get out of that sticky situation they almost found themselves in.
It's a nice rotate in the end. They had vision, they had the pathway, most importantly, they had no teams. Ooh, singularity from Jimmy catches one, but thank you on the Beebo. Says, I don't care about that. I'm here to pick up kills, and I'm all out of beeps.
And I'm with the Meeps as well. The Zeeps to help out. The Tonk to chase down the kills. Take you over the Abyss, but gotta be careful because the game over. He takes his own little anomaly away. DJ Montague outside of the circle for now, but has gotten to frozen terrain. Might be able to help save the day, but with 3 encircling onto you as Eva alone pushed back into the storm again. An easy escalation for SBI.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you. One of my favorite players to watch on this Beebo is Phenom, caught out by 10. And TNN, TLD down to 2. Abador stuck in the vault, but with that myth, of course, can phase walk through and get out of there safely enough.
I love that Twin even calls out the Lazy Town reference you had. I wanted so bad to be able to work in a We Are Number One reference at that same moment, but I couldn't figure out a moment to do so. So I'm glad someone else besides myself was able to catch that as we are into town again. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squads again in Kobayashi's, and with Eva Beckon even stronger. Beckoning forth both Bush and Carrillo. The train takes more casualties.
It's double jeopardy here at Kobayashi's with the core, of course. Another opportunity to get kills with that Q wave.
I am so happy. This is what I wanted my birthday to be like. With more kills at Kobayashi's and with Train and Abador getting found out by Bungee Shot, and still 3 teams inside of Kobayashi's, then attempting that revive once more. But with the shock trap put down, I'm waiting for the Beckon as well. FFF do get the revive for themselves, so they are alive for now. But how are they going to survive the night?
Want to give a shout out to Lima there, who skirted around the inner edge of Kobayashi's. Nobody spotted him, crazily enough, and they are actually going to waylay the most wanted as well. They're just looking to rotate, but they might run in to the remnants of tax collectors. Look at this, maybe looking to go up to the revive tower where the last remnants of Cat are. There are so many rats and duos out there. Meanwhile, all the trios central of the circle.
And so with 10 teams remaining, 26 players, I'm looking at how the teams are moving around. Yeah, I know. I was thinking for a second that maybe. And I will say, Missgate, because you're usually playing, you don't understand how often I use the whistle, especially for Bullet Train. Why do you think for the Magical's Mad Birthday Bash that it's all Bullet Train and all fighting? DJ Montague runs into the sister team. They put down the shock trap, but game over. Hoping that Kobayashi's will be safe eventually, but it's still nighttime. And while the moon is bright, it is not safe in town. Thankfully for you, sun has risen and will keep Academy alive for now. But Carbine chased away by FF into the waiting arms of Chain Chompers to eliminate the Academy squad, while Cat get eliminated simultaneously.
Yeah, it's becoming too small a circle for too many teams. Shock trap down, but TLD's moving. Planted. We've got a gnarled heart somewhere on the field.
How dare you? If it's not in and around the train, I will be so sad.
Do they get a disqualification for this play?
But we gotta figure out who did this. Who?
Oh, there it is. It's 10.
10? Dylan, I can't believe you do this. The betrayal. Oh my goodness. Height almost taken down by the Bullet Train, but still teams are inside of Kobayashi's and it is safe for now.
I mean, surely that's a point stock. Is there a rule book? Does the birthday bash have a contingency plan?
The rules, Relic, are I make the rules as I see fit. And if you're taken away from the bullet train, maybe, just maybe, you owe at least a donation or a subscription to the channel. That
the opportunity to put the heart in Kobayashi.
Exactly, or on the tracks. Either or, I don't care.
Disgraceful.
I know. 10, you done did the magical mad birthday bash dirty with that one. But we still have 8 squads remaining. And that is the important factor here, as we see a possibility for Moonlit Battlegrounds and Supervive Illuminati to do battle. Jang tries to get away, but Cinder's Embrace will lock him down, beckoning him forth with the stun almost connecting. That's why Hyde decided to strike, taking down Jang and looking for Berserker, splitting them away. Oviadanos died to the world on the other side, which you know what means. Train was able to get the kill while Berserker is getting sliced down by Moonlit Battlegrounds.
Yeah, Moonlit Battlegrounds is good at the game. This is ruined. It's ruined. Look at I have to speak competitively now. You know what, Ken? That was a very well positioned and astutely positioned gnarled heart, because look at you with your base camp and your revive tower. You've played this very well.
Wait. Did you see that? Did you see that?
What did I see? What did I miss?
Can you actually phase walk the bullet train? Yeah! Relic! Wait, I didn't know that!
Have we discovered new tech?
I think Mirror Visual there with like the instant reaction phase walked against the bullet train to survive, but because there was a wall close enough, it went to that wall, granting him the invulnerability from the bullet train. I thank you.
I'm sitting here baffled. We got 2 most wanteds.
Yeah, we do.
Kobayashi's, by the way.
I think FF will get theirs first, and then IRS will get theirs shortly after. It is the end game. No longer do you have to worry about night falling. Instead, it is going to be daytime. The guards on the other side. While TLD, they lose Abador. Moonlit Battlegrounds hold control. CC have been eliminated on the outskirts by 10. While TLD try to slowly push into the remnants of Kobayashi's, but they lose Lemur regardless, because FF no longer fear the guards. They are the team in control of town. While Moonlit Battlegrounds on the outskirts, TLD get eliminated by Game Center, and then 10 take down Herd.
That's the importance of levels, folks. Level 14s against 12s, I gotta tell you, not a good look for the 12s. Meanwhile, Saucy Hackers found themselves onto some form of land. GCR go down, but Moonlit Battlegrounds here in God spots for fun, being pushed up against the ring. Wait, where did they go?
They just TP'd away! They barely get out of there! They go into the circle of the Survive! What a play by FF!
That was unreal. Moonlit Battlegrounds don't care. They just got to the other side of the map. But look at the tax collectors, who are now picking up on the fact that, hold on, there's a gnarled heart here. We should be here. And they've broken into the 10 abode, whilst For Fun getting slaughtered by Moonlit Battlegrounds.
Zen does escape onto the outskirts, while the tax collectors might have collected on the tax on Gnarled Heart. They now have to fight against the team that put it down in the first place. They're in a bad spot, and with the Singularity putting down the trap, they're losing their lives. RRS are now getting pushed as Moonlit Battlegrounds try to take them down. Oviadon is going to be the casualty for them, while 10 do have RTK, who's alive, barely on the outskirts, with a crown being worn by the IRS. They are eliminated before it can pop. Moonlit Battlegrounds fully in control, even putting down Cinders and Breast. But guess what? Saucy, Hack, and Bush, they are not done just yet. They've got FF on the other side, and they're looking to see if they can push back against Moonlit Battlegrounds.
Yeah, For Fun, out of all of this, have honestly benefited the most from the fact that there were so many teams, and Moonlit Battlegrounds, their gaze was averted, but 10 going for the, I mean, they've already played scummily across this entire game, now going for the most wanted revenge tour. Ew, everyone boo in the crowd, boo towards RT. Actually, that's really harsh. RTK looking for the revenge tour, though. 90 seconds in this smaller circle, Magical, very unlikely that he'll survive.
I want to root for you, RTK. I want to, but Dylan did not come in with the donations for that for that Gnarled Heart to get you out of this one. So we have to root against you, even though my heart tells me to root for the person wearing the crown. I gotta look towards FF and towards MB as the teams I want to win.
RTK's got an emergency platform to play with. Of course, you've got the Joule shift, but you really want the passives to unlock that cooldown reduction. Of course, Thunderstorm, a decent getaway tool. I mean, RTK and Joule, they have the 1vx capability to take down every one of these players and both teams. But are they them? Like, are they truly God status in game number 2?
It is RTK. And if any
RTK
player is going to do it, it would be RTK Blade out in the chat. Streaming up the game. Usually with Jin, I'd have more confidence. But even with Joule and the bugs fixes that we saw on the recent patch, I think RTK's got it.
I think they're also relying on 4Fun going for a launch onto Moonlit Battlegrounds, who have themselves a really strong spot here. Oh, looking for the Bunjiro Moonlit. They really want to get RTK, but look at the respect too. Oh, they got him though!
Oh, back in, almost dragging him back, but with 12 seconds remaining, nobody wants to go for it. They're gonna let 10 get it, while RTK, emergency platform over this chasm, will bring back 10 for one more bout.
Well, I'm surprised they have survived that. It's, again, great respect from both Moonlit Battlegrounds and 4Fun. To be fair, though, it is common Supervive at this point. The first team that makes the move in a Final 3 Magical often is the first to go down.
So we'll see with the good, the bad, and the ugly situation these three teams now find themselves in. 10 trying to get some damage onto FF, maybe forcing their hand a little bit, but the pull onto TNN might have done the trick. A Saucy Hack is going to be the casualty. Height, realizing the battle's already brewing, decides to jump over with the Brall v Brall duel. They've got the chains connecting. That crown ain't going to pop just yet. It's going to be Moonlit Battlegrounds who take that away from FF to help eliminate the squad, while 10 still hold control. Now they are locked into the Sinner's Embrace, but nobody wanting to drag them out of it for the stun. Instead, with all those anti-mobility fields, 10 still feel strong enough to hold strong on the other side of the Gnarled Heart.
The scumbag tactics continue with an array of anti-mobility fields. Unfortunately for them, Moonlit Battlegrounds very alert to the threat. Well, it's do or die at this point, Magical. Not much room to work with from 10. We'll see what they cook up.
10, you dug your own grave with this one. You put down the Gnarled Heart on the other side. I have no sympathy for you as you try to get over this chasm. The Sinner's Embrace did not lock down anybody, even with the anti-mobility field. Now 10 trying to push back control onto the land that they had first put down ground onto, but they aren't able to stop them just yet. Both teams still here, beckoning to drag back the arms of Argos. They're getting rid of Moonlit Battlegrounds. They don't want the smoke.
What a play. Honestly, these mobility field spams are really throwing Moonlit, who are now going for the charge.
Eye of the Storm pop, but not going to be dashed back in. But all those anti-mobility fields, Sinner's Embrace, dragging him back in with a beckon. But it's a spike back onto Dylan on the other side, while RTK tries to go for the reset, but no static electricity. The electricity has burnt out as Moonlit Battlegrounds will take game 2.
Oh, RTK, they hit the shifts, they got the cooldown, but they didn't have the passive to multiply the damage, Magical. If that passive had hit its target, or if that passive had been procced properly, then we would have seen one Moonlit Battlegrounds member going down, and maybe RTK is able to pull off what was previously seen as an impossible task. Unfortunately for them, not Moonlit Battlegrounds continue to live up to the billing as one of the faves in NA.
Okay, definitely tipsy at this point. But, you know what? We're having a fun day. So we are in game 2, and we are going to have to spin the wheel. So let's do it a little bit faster this time so the players can get in. And then after this one, I'll have the players submit their screenshots so we can start adding up the points. The only thing I will tell players, because in the past we've had it where whatever specific hunter has been worth 3 points as opposed to 1 point. Not going to be the case in this one because ain't no way in hell I'm going to keep track of all that and try to add all that up. That's just not happening.
I'll stick with you for the wheel, but then I have got to pop off, my friend.
That is
It is
perfectly
getting late.
fine. I know you're also enjoying it too, though. I can tell you're getting really into it. So
Oh,
it is.
dude, I love Supervive.
I
Give
know,
me
me too.
Supervive to commentate. I'm gonna have a good time.
Me too. All right, so let's find out who's gonna be banned. Who's gonna be the banned hunter for game 3? Oh, it's Saros. I thought for a second that we were about to have Brall banned, and that would have been interesting.
Here I was saying, oh, how great is it to have DJ Montague and Steven Ater back, and then we've just banned both of their hunters back to back.
Yeah. All right, so no Saros. Saros gone for game 3, unless, of course,
That's
with
true.
this next spin of the wheel, what do we get? Oh, no way! Oh! Okay, this is still a good one. We have Shrike.
You've just given Moonlit Battlegrounds the win.
Yeah. So there is something. I was waiting for this for a bit. So Lemur was asking for a potential to nerf Moonlit Battlegrounds and TLD going into this one. And I'm going to do it after game 3 if they are still looking like they are on top right now. So it will depend on this one. If Moonlit Battlegrounds dominate in this next game, for sure will be the case. But I will say this definitely has given such a Moonlit Battlegrounds favored game.
It's a pineapple favored game, is what it is.
Yes.
Forget the rest of Moonlit Battlegrounds. This is Pine's time to shine. Oh, there we go. With that, I will bid y'all adieu. So have fun. Happy birthday, Mr. Magical.
Thank you.
Everybody
so
sub
much.
to him. Give him presents. Bye.
I will say subs all do continue to get the drinks going, so I will
That's
be
true.
finishing up this one. But Brall, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll
My
finish up
pleasure,
this video.
dude. Take care. Have a good one. And thank you so much again, of course, to our wonderful observer, Shivam, who's doing an amazing job. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Whew. All right, Chip. You ready for this? You ready to get into the next game? Oh, I'm definitely feeling the alcohol, but that is a good thing. That is a very good thing. And like I said, for every subscription, every donation that continues to go forward, we will continue to drink more. We have gotten through not even enough of the bottle. Look at that. We have all this left. So, come on, guys. I believe in you. Sub, subscription, bits, whatever you got. That all works for us. All right. So once the players are ready, I'm going to tell Jang to send it in. If players are ready. And hell yeah. Every Jang was just asking if it's bullet train every game. I'm like, hell yeah, every game. It's Saturday night, we vibe and we drinking. Hell yeah, exactly. So I think this is a Wade coming in with the sub. All right, there we go. There we go. More to drink for us. I hope you all are enjoying this one. Pitbull voice. Fireball! Yep, we got it going. It's like, got that much of it done so far. I believe in all of you. Any more subs or donations, the more the merrier, the more I drink. And maybe if the players are willing, I am also willing to do a game 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. As long as the players are willing, I know Shiv, I'm not going to make you stay for that long. I like 6 games is what I said beforehand. So once we get to that point, like if you like, as long as you want to continue, I'll let you, but I'm not going to force your hand as Zikarik comes in with 5 gifted subs. Oh my goodness. All right, well, there we go. We got more to drink. So, whew. So Zikarik coming in with more subscriptions, so more to drink. Fireball, what? Yep. We are drinking. We are having a good time. This game is the ban on Saros, but the must pick is Shrike. As we get into game 3, and I will be drinking this lovely drink from Sinoid, and Zikarik. Try to get us through this all. You are all amazing. I thought Magical was mid-20s because he's drinking Fireball. I like Fireball. I used to drink Fireball a lot. I am 34, though. Today is my 34th birthday, and I appreciate all of you hanging out. And then Q-Sync as well with the sub, too. You are all insane. Love you all. Wow, we've hit 50 subs. Holy shit. You were all insane. Oh my god. Like I said, we will play as long as the players are willing. I am not going to hold Shiv past any games that I haven't already said. And then Twin with the gifted sub to Zik. Zik, you gifted subs without subbing yourself. My goodness, you are a legend. I'm hoping for a Force Hudson game. If we do not get the double spin wheel, that is happening. I'm just going to say that right now, Reese. All the players are playing. They're not paying attention. That is totally happening. What is up, OC? All right, I poured more. Wow, this cup is half full now. You are all insane. I love you all. Thank you so much. But here we go. Game 3. OC15, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate you even stopping by to say hello. You are not late. We are only into Game 3, and we are going to play as long as the players are willing. Like I said, Shivam is only here for 6 games. I'm not going to make them stay any later than they don't want to. If Shiv wants to stay later, of course, I'm not going to hold him against that, but I will take over after that. As we are into Game 3 with our 13 squads. Game 1, PSA, we're able to take that one. Game 2 was Moonlit Battlegrounds, and Game 3, it is the Shrike Brawl. Every team must have a Shrike, which does favor that of Moonlit Battlegrounds. So we'll see how they are going to approach this. Of course, Pine, plan that Shrike. No surprises there. Let me take a nice big drink. Oh. Strong right there. Like I said, it's donations or subscriptions, whichever, or bits, whatever you have available to yourselves to be able to give. I appreciate anything and everything. I, try to do this for the community. You are all amazing. Love you all. I love Supervive as we have Bullet Trains, my favorite. We see a team hopping aboard that Stevenator and Kenneth riding that bullet train. They're going to be able to get all the way to the mana coils as we see where the circle lies. And is going to continue to bring us up north. Really interesting to see how that is so far. I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but there may have been some skewing of the numbers to try to make sure that we are honed around Kobayashi's. Somebody, a little birdie, told me how to do that. And so I may have or may not have been able to do that, as WWW already eliminated TLD, taking out a team already and looking for the Game Center. Sneakers trying to get away, but guess what? The Academy squad was up at the north to help out that. As we take down one more member with one squad already eliminated. Poor WWW. Our first casualty into Game 3. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy trying to get away from TLD. As we look at the kill feed, Game Center struggling up against PSA. And with Moonlit Battlegrounds themselves, maybe putting some pressure back onto their Academy squad, going to test their limits. But Height was taken down low. Shrike now needs to land these ones. It's up to Pine, getting the damage on a game over. But guess what? TLD, we're at the beck and call. No health on the Pine. And when everything was gifted to Pine, he falls out at 12. Woo! Take a drink for that one. And Lemur on Oath, GG's, they win. Number 1 Shrike counter. And we see that come into effect already early on. The rules of the game, OC, is we spin a wheel. First wheel will ban a hunter. Second wheel is what every team must play. If both wheels are the same hunter, every player must play that hunter, as RTK from 10 taken down. TNN trying to go for the 360 no scopes, but instead we'll get away with Dylan holding down maybe getting the revive on the Wisp. No confirmed kill just yet. So here we have game 3. It is a ban on Saros, a pick on Shrike, as Twin said. So it will change game to game. So whatever hunter was banned in this game won't be banned in the next game, unless, of course, it gets spun again. So that will be the only one where it's like it will be the carryover. We try to make sure that it's a lot of fun. Lemur had asked me going into this one if there could be some nerfs towards TLD and MB going into the tournament. But after this game, I will decide whether or not I'm going to allow that. It is also bullet trained every single game, no matter what. It will always be bullet train because that is my favorite. I do love me some bullet train. The other rule is any donation or subscription or bits that are gifted to the channel will make sure that I am drinking even more. I am now about 2/3 through this bottle of, no, not 2/3, 1/3 of this bottle through the fireball. So definitely got a lot left in the chamber on that one. As we see Game Center fight against Chain Chompers, they already got rid of Glass. While Cat are on the other side of Kushala trying to get away, but the two-way tunnel make it difficult for the Shrike to escape the danger zone that they find themselves in. But Krilla was able to hop through the tunnel just in time with the Tonk Tonk into the wall to put down Sneakers. Well, yeah, they do hit the chase there from Akushala. Akushala was able to throw that right back at GCR, so only Jet Ski remained. They thought they had the position of power, but instead, because another team was able to join the fray, it leaves only Jet Ski and then TLD showing up in the north to try to see if they can intervene onto Cat's position, getting Kenneth over the abyss, pushing him to the brink, barely ledging over the wall, but the burn from Phenom to chase down this kill. They want to get one more onto Cat. Cat might not be eliminated, but with only Kenneth there, it will be a lot easier for teams to wipe them out. We have a lot of this early fighting so far. 2 teams have been eliminated. WWW and Moonlit Battlegrounds, both gone Bob. Game 1, they were the first team eliminated. Game 2, they were the second squad eliminated. Now Game 3, they got to be careful. They don't want to find themselves as the third squad eliminated there to avoid danger just now. But we look at our 11 teams still remaining and what souls are to fight for. Night Stalker and Damage Soul are what teams can start fighting over. Cat do get picked off. Stevenator found out on the other side as he tried to escape, and even Jet Ski, they're getting chased down the chains to connect, to look for the dunk onto Oath as this Oath tries to get away, finding the spike with the hammer to get some reset on health and armor, has gotten back to land. Afios and PSA want to hunt this down. They were first place in game 1, but game 2, they were the first team eliminated there. So they went from first to last. And this time around, they don't want to be eliminated so early on. But we go back to Ion Acres, SBI, Jang, tried to escape the danger zone. Lemur now puts them in, but the two-way tunnel took Abador the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. It's Oath with a Shrike back into the fight to take down Jang. Whew. Y'all are making it hard sometimes for me to cast. I'm gonna have to take some more drinks from the earlier subs. There we go. SBI should be resurrected with the help of the bullet train, but we do see that eventually Jet Ski does die outside of our view radius. It wasn't from the bullet trains, but they do get eliminated nonetheless. So another team out of there. TNN on the other bullet train, the third one. I think that's what happened there. The eliminated Jet Ski, unfortunately, was on the bullet train outside in the storm and with no caboose to ride into, was taken out. So we are down to 9 squads. Bob finding a little bit of a luxury in this game. While Kula might be killed off, Goth Cowboy and Madly have to now fight against TLD. Nice singularity onto 2. Might be able to pop Phenom, but Lemur puts up the wall just in time. Goth Cowboy separated from Madly, but Bob do survive a bad spot while the Academy squad for Moonlit Battlegrounds, they don't find the same against PSA. Did I miss much? So we are in game 3 right now. Alario. We haven't had any of the screenshots submitted just yet. I was waiting until game 3 to have those all submitted. But we have had quite some fun games. Relic was with me for games 1 and 2. I am by myself here for game 3. We're also drinking for any donations or subscriptions or bits that are given to the channel. And I am 1/3 of the way through a bottle of Fireball as we have a fight here in Site 38. TLD seems like they're in a bad spot because guess what? They don't realize a third party was on their position. Will force Abador and Lemur back towards Ion to barely survive just south of Kobayashi's while Phenom was hunting down Chain Chompers. They couldn't get the execution on any of these kills. Instead, they're looking to see if they can hone in on the position of the tax collectors. Phenom on the other side, but with battered armor, it's going to be difficult for them to find this play. Shield already popped onto the minions. IRS will have a luxury for now with a nice spike over the lava. Oh, it wasn't over the lava on a Phenom. They're not going to get the burn for now, but they are split up. 2 up in the north. Finally, Mirror Vigil teaming up with the rest of IRS while TLD looking at them as potentially going for that fight, but the rings will keep IRS away from TLD. TLD, though, they do not relent. They don't stop. They got a lot of damage. And the two-way tunnel from Phenom with the fight of the Firefox to burn down Aphrodonus. Now Lemur holding on strong to the position. Mirror Vigil might have been able to jump over with the help of the two-way tunnel. They don't bring back their oath, and they are split up. Jimmy went south. Mirror Vigil went north. TLD, they're perfectly fine with their position, but Chain Chompers have moved down south, and they have the hold onto the base camp as well as the respawn beacon from the boat. Boat should give CC their way back into the game. They'll feel perfectly fine, but Zach was hoping for a pull while Bob down south. They have resurrected the full team. TLD get themselves some berry eaters, but we see the other fights from FF getting the pick on the CC. A lot of teams having these pickpockets of fights. A little bit here, a little bit there, almost getting the spike on Chang. The SBI, they were fighting against Bob. They get a lot of damage, but it's because TLD show up with a flight of the Firefox. Bob burned to the might of Last Door. SBI, they watch in awe. Now Phenom jump onto their position, but it might have been too much for them because they already lose their Felix, and Felix going to be stomped down. TLD thought they could fight 2 teams at once, but SBI proved too strong for them to do so far. While Bob might have been eliminated, this was their best showing so far. Going out at 7th place, unfortunately for them, has been difficult for them to slowly move up in the standings as we look at the TP'd core out of Kobayashi's all the way to that little island that is controlled by the tax collectors. Even if you have some scan grenades, it is going to be difficult for a lot of teams to start pushing onto that lone island that only IRS hold. Yeah, Phenom almost wiped them out solo, 100%. Ooh, but we see FF actually do scare off the tax collectors because they went back to Kobayashi's. They saw that 10 had moved into the vacant Kobayashi's, no longer with a core at its center. But still, we see that it is going to be Kobayashi's the center of the storm. And now that we are into game 3, and some of the players have been eliminated, I will say I may have tweaked the numbers a little bit to make sure that we have a lot of our circles centering around Kobayashi's. I thought that'd be a lot more fun for the Magical Mad Birthday Bash, especially with the bullet train. And we are seeing that still in full effect with FF here on that lone island, the core right on the edge of it. TLD debating whether they want to go into Kobayashi's or fight for control of the core. Zen says no, you don't have that for now. 10 still inside of Kobayashi's. TLD in this awkward position with a lot of scan grenades on their position. They get knocked back by the lightning strike, but they aren't going to be phased by it just yet. Instead, they'll take the rings to get back down south towards Site 38. And back into Vane Grove, where we see PSA and SVI attempting a fight with one another. PSA the only other team besides Moonlight Battlegrounds who got eliminated so early on, 12th place into game 2. Already gone for this one already. So only PSA going to be the real strong team remaining. While TLD, Lemur was asking for some special rules. And I will say, if they win this game, maybe I'll start putting a lot of those into effect going into game 4. But SBI still stare down the tax collectors as a bullet train barely will miss Jimmy and Ophiadonis. I thought that was going to hit them for just a second. Well, we see inside of Kobayashi's that For Fun and Thank You are going to be the ones kind of staring one another down, but Thank You going to ride right on out of there. So now outside of Kobayashi's, but two-way tunnel from PSA to try to get back into the circle over to the Evil Chest. A nice flame shield with the Flight of the Firefox, a Pistol Breaker combo eliminates most of PSA. Star Flash into Kobayashi's, and it is the end game. It is hard to get rid of them out of Kobayashi's while SBI and For Fun stare one another down. And here is the tracks laying down. No core inside of Kobayashi's. No heal for Starflash. While he might find salvation, he needs to be wearing a crown to truly bring back up the team, because that train is too fast for them to be able to collect on. We see how the teams are already positioned. It's the Supervive Illuminati and the tax collectors already inside of the circle. Looking really strong right now. Two-way teleporter for FF as they possibly can move in, but it is going to be right onto the position of SVI. I think that's why they're not going to pull the trigger just yet. They're waiting. They don't have full information on the SVI's position. SVI, you don't realize, was paying more attention toward 10 up north. TLD do take out Palmu down south, but still they have two members inside of Kobayashi's. Waiting for the storm to start pushing in. 10 in a bad spot. SVI take out RTK, and they're looking for Dylan as well. He puts up the bright shield, spin dashes away, but that leaves TNN outside in the storm with the rings to try to get away, and Bush there to try to collect for FF to find a spike to eliminate 10. Another team down. 5 teams remaining. Only one player. Abador barely escaping. Same with Starflash getting away. Two-way tunnel. PSA tempting fates as they almost were able to escape Kobayashi's. It is going to be a back and forth, but look at how they're playing. Starflash is the first one, surrounded by SVI and IRS. The trees might delay the inevitable, but where's the crown you need to be wearing? Even if you have double TP, there's no escape for you. Another one taken, but then Jang not paying attention. Train picking up the kill on the SBI. So SBI now in a bad spot, pushed to the outer limits of the storm, forced to talk, but Thank You could not pick up anybody but the team. TLD have now taken advantage of SBI's fluke, losing out to the train, so they take position, and then Aphio's riding the bullet train to try to get back in, but the storm doing too much damage. A little pity point for the train. Even if it says Phenom, we know it was the train who really got the pick. So with 4 teams remaining, SVI did resurrect Jang because they had the respawn beacon up north. You see how teams are collected around the tracks. Saucy Hack hoping to sneak in with the help of the Night Stalker Soul. Same with the rest of FF. They slowly push into the circle. Teams will now realize, but SVI more focused on taking out the tax collectors. Jimmy gonna be the first one, and with Mirror Vigil pushed to the limits, the pushback, FF try to take control, but then the storm and the train taking out Abador. So another casualty, while IRS will fall to the might of FF. Crown worn by Phenom, double knockdown reducing the timer. They just need to stomp on the wisp of Jang, but FF deny that from TLD. They put down the Mega Avalanche. They try to fight back. 45 seconds with a train to take down Phenom. For fun. They ain't playing for fun this time around. It's only Berserker who remains.
3 against 1, an oath against the mountain as he's pushed back to the limit. And FF look to take game 3.
I'd say I'll remember you, but...
Okay, I'm definitely feeling the alcohol. So thank you, Sky Void. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. But definitely feeling that. Still from the last donations and subs. We're down as much. Air blast into train. Does that count? I guess. Like a weak one. Because that wasn't air blast. It wasn't just them not paying attention to the train, right? Okay. So, we can do a small break, but we don't really have to, like, toss it to a break. If that makes sense, Shiv. Because I'll just stay on the stream, because why not? I'm just going to tell the players that we are taking a small break, so they know that they can take a little bit of a break. But we are going to ask them to put the screenshots in. All right, Shiv. I'm definitely feeling the alcohol, though. I will say this is fun, though. I've never done a stream or a cast. Well, I've done a stream before while drunk, but never a cast while drunk. So I want to get your honest opinion. Does it feel any different from my regular casts? That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Chat, let me know your thoughts as well. Oh god. Okay. Typing is not the easiest. Woo! Okay. We're doing fine. Okay. Whew. Feeling it. Like people are texting me and typing me. Yes. Wait. Sonoid, you're here? Oh. Sonoid is here. Dragon. How do I... Oh, crap. No. Can you drag in Sonoid? Or does that need to relic? I'm gonna message him. Message relic. Okay, I just messaged him. Let's see. Oh. Woo! So it said, I'm genuinely concerned about your health. No, I'm just drunk. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is, new user. I'm just a little bit drunk. Though Miss Kate just gifting a sub, I will say I will drink some water first, and then I'll have a drink. So that way people are less concerned. So let me go to the bathroom, drink some water, and then I'll be right back. Honey, smells really good. Love you. There we go. All right. So Miss Kate with the gifted sub to skedaddle. So here's another drink for you. But I did take. That is really true. I did take a nice big glass of water. So don't worry, everybody. I'm making sure to stay healthy. I'm even going to cut this one with more Dr. Pepper. So for more subs, don't worry. We'll have it cut a little bit more. We don't have to worry about all that alcohol. But I'm going to go check with the players really quick and see if they're ready so we can start spinning the wheel. Because I feel like that has been a long enough of a break. Let's see. Alright, so I'm trying to see if we can get Xenoid right down here. Alright, so I think we might be able to get him in. So that is going to be worked on right now by Mr. Relic. And I'm going to message the players really quick. And then if you are ready, we can start spinning the wheel. Hey! What's up, Xenoid? Just FYI, I am a little drunk at the moment.
I've been paying attention, so that is not surprising at all.
We've had a lot more donations than I expected, that's for sure.
You deserve it. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate you all. All right, so we are going to spin the wheel. This is to find out who is banned for game one. So I don't know if you know the rules, Xenoid. So it's not
I've heard.
Okay. So it's banned and then picked, but if it's the same for both, then it will be everyone must play. So let us find out.
I'm hoping for a double Elluna then.
Yes. Ooh, that would be spicy. So let's see. Our first ban. Oh, actually, okay. I'm okay with it. Ban on Bishop. So Bishop Gonna be banned. So no bishop, unless, of course, it does land on bishop again. So we are gonna spin it once more. So bishop ban. And now, who is gonna be the must pick? Again,
Eva again.
Do we do Eva again, or do we do something else? I think we do something else. Right?
I vote for that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
fun
down
to
for
change
it.
it up.
Yeah, I don't want it to be the same every time. Let's see. All right, this I'm down for. This I am totally down for. So ban on bishop. Everyone must play Joule now. That I am for. All right, I'm gonna put that in the chat really quick. On bishop. All right, if I can. All right, there we go. So, Sinoid, how are you doing tonight? It's good having you in.
I'm doing lovely. I've had an amazing day.
Good. Me too. It's been a good birthday so far.
Myself.
Hey, what are you drinking?
Not right now. I was drinking earlier today.
What were you
We've had some lovely weather, so I was out in the park with my friends on not only my birthday, but Norway's Constitution Day. So good combo.
Yeah.
So I had myself a couple of ciders.
Not. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I stopped myself from doing was getting cider with Angry Orchard. So the Fireballs combo. Have you ever had Fireballs and Angry Orchard?
I haven't.
So the combo is called Angry Balls, but it works really well together. So you get Fireball, you get Angry Orchard, you mix them together, and they're really good. So it's like an apple cinnamon kind of thing.
I don't think we have Angry Orchard in Norway, but we do have a lot of like apple ciders.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, any cider works. It's just we call it Angry Orchard because like that's our cider of choice here. But like any cider works. And Illyrio saying, good job to whoever made these transitions. So transitions were done by Shivam. Huge shout out to Shivam. If you don't know who Shivam is, amazing producer who does a lot of stuff for Pokemon Unite. Is now going to be doing stuff for Honor of Kings. And I'm still trying to push as like the go-to person for Supervive outside of Relic. So definitely hit them up if you can. And then everyone who made the overlays here, that is Khyzaro. So, I mean, a lot of people from EU are going to know that name. Khyzaro did a lot of the...
Kingpin and Shrike.
And absolutely phenomenal when it comes to the overlays. Like, look at how clean these are. Like, these are so goddamn good. Like, Shivam does a damn good job, too. Don't get me wrong. Like, Shivam, love you. You do a fantastic job, too. But I got to give a lot of props out to Khyzaro as well. Like, did a lot of this. And sadly, just because I don't have the money to front for this, I'm hoping, you know, if Supervive casting eventually starts paying the bills, that I can start paying people for a lot of this. But like a lot of you have done this out of the generosity out of your hearts, and I appreciate every last one of you. It's like
No, it's passion, baby.
It is. It's like I like this is gonna be a little emotional, but I came from like League of Legends where I was working for like $1,000 a day. Like I was making some pretty good money from that, and like sadly with a lot of the cutoffs and the layoffs from that, I ended up losing that. So I've been working just dead-end jobs trying to make sure to pay bills and stuff just so I can still do this. And then I fell in love with Supervive, so I wanted to Supervive cast, and I hope that pays off one day. But like I really hope that this stuff can start paying off one day, so I can start paying back the community for everything they've done for like for everything that's come from the community here, as well as just like everyone in general. So shout out to all of you, like Sinoid especially. I'm not gonna lie, Sinoid, I'm glad that you're here for the birthday bash because you were a big inspiration for me to do a lot of these for fun events. Like I was more interested in like the serious stuff, like again coming from like League of Legends, from LCS, from NACL, being more like the serious caster. But I'm like, you know what,
Supervive has so much potential for more fun things. And you were like, the pizza parties was like the big thing for me to realize, like, wait, this can be so much more fun than just anything else. So shout out to you.
It's the same for me because like I come from Overwatch where I was competing, taking everything way too serious.
Yeah.
And I saw the sandbox of Supervive and I was like, okay, there is some silly stuff I want to try, and I can't just be like, hey guys, you want to play silly stuff tonight? So I put up a prize pool. I was like, yo, come play silly shit and you can win a pizza. And then everybody showed up, and it was the most fun I've had in a game in years, probably.
Yeah, and I mean,
now we're running it back.
Bro, like, no joke. Like, I remember when Relic approached me because I was starting to do stuff for like Pokemon Unite, which I absolutely adore. I love Pokemon. I've been a hardcore Pokemon player since I was like 4. I remember playing Red and Blue. That should show my age. Like, I'm 34 this year. Like, I'm old. So it's like, I've been playing Pokemon for ages, but like Relic was the one who introduced me to Supervive and told me about this, and I got into it. I think it was the July closed alpha. Is when I got like introduced to it, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right, but like once we hit that September alpha, I was like, this is the game. Like, I remember playing League of Legends back in 2010, and this is what it reminded me of. That's how good this game is. I have so much faith and like confidence in this game. Also, to juice again with another gifted sub to Dan Bridges this time. So it's like,
Dan Bridges, my goat.
I know, another. Hey, there's the Void player right there. So shout out to you. Thank you guys so much for everything everyone has done for the community. I appreciate all of you. And Juice is saying I'm already slurring words, and we're only on game 4.
Working game though.
We are. Yeah. Can you see the games?
I can see the game, yeah.
All right, sweet. Ooh, Academy SVI already down to only 1 player. Difficult for them as 10 take full control of the Academy, pushing SVI only down to thank you. So it's going to be difficult as we look all the way over to Ion Acres, and it's Bob, team that has been struggling thus far, taking control of a point of the map early on, which is going to be nice for them.
Is Moona Battlegrounds going to go out in 12th again? That would be a big upset.
Oh, but it is going to be difficult right now as Height Spade fighting back against Cat. They've got a bit of damage. They try to resurrect Spade, and look at that Spade taken down. So a 1-for-1 trade. Not going to be too difficult.
Is one of the OGs on the Joule. I'm surprised we didn't see Steve on it either, because I know he loved to play Joule back in the day, but they decided to have someone else play it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised too, especially with the Joule mandatory pick for all our teams here. So to see that it's not quite what you'd expect, but for Moonlit Battlegrounds, it is going to favor Spade because Spade is such a good Joule player. So if you're going to give it over to a player that knows how to play that Hunter really well, you should start expecting them to pop off. It's just when you don't have your own team with that pop-off Hunter, it is starting to run those risks, right?
Yeah, we did see it last game ago. They did have Pine on Shrike and they still got 12th. So, it can go every way.
Ooh. WWW, another early exit for the team. SVI too. They go out at 12th place. So two teams
get back after the Academy fight.
Yeah, they struggled. So thank you, not able to exit that one. Chase down. And already, day 1, 2 teams eliminated in the Joule duel. As we see that Zek H here for the Chain Chompers has to get healed back up 10. Trying to fight for control of the machine after already being SVI at Academy. They've got them at the ropes. TNN already pushing forward, trying to get Glass, who's been put out of position from the rest of Chain Chompers. But the help of the lasers to take out Eva now put 10 in a bad spot.
What a play. Amazing awareness from the Oath player from Akusha. Being able to boop them over the laser. The thing that spins lasers. And,
But Glass 1v3 tries to throw back a little bit of damage. It's only night 1. So this early circle not really going to tempt the fates for them. While Glass might win out in that 1v3, they barely escape with their lives as they have to go back towards their broken team. And we look at all other teams. Cat here losing Kenneth, their Joule. They're struggling. The teams that are already inside of the circle, a lot of them already having a great position for night 1.
yeah. I think this is probably a character that a lot of people have been looking forward to, but because there are a lot of Joule enjoyers, especially in NA. We don't see too many Joules in EU nowadays. Mostly because Oathbreaker is so strong and so played. It's played by every single team, and that is the biggest counter to Joule. So,
Okay, so you know what? I'm glad I have you here because I kind of want to talk about the disparity between NA and EU, and I feel like Joule versus Kingpin. To me, that's the big one that I see as like the difference between the two regions. Why do you think that is?
I think that mostly is honestly because of Tom Kick. Tom Kick and Aiden, for that sake, has been showing off how strong Kingpin can be in a scrim setting. And he just really thrives in that slow, controlled playing for picks play style and keeping your own space. And he also has that big burst damage to end fights very fast. So he really thrives in the competitive setting.
Honestly, I'm a huge Kingpin aficionado. I come from League of Legends. I don't know about yourself, but I mean, actually I do, because you and I have talked a little bit outside of things and like tried to get me to like cast some like League of Legends stuff. As I said, I have casted NICL, I've casted Academy, I casted for LCS for a bit, and now I'm moving over to Supervive. So I have a lot of proficiency when it comes to a lot of League of Legends stuff and Riot Games stuff. And for me, Blitzcrank was always like a big one. Blitzcrank, Thresh, Pike, a lot of these ones with the hooks. Yeah, okay. Not to toot my own horn, but before Doan B was playing Nautilus mid, I actually was talking to Ender. If you don't know who Ender Casts is, check him out.
I know he's been in Supervive as well.
I'm trying to get him into Supervive more. Like, I've been really working on getting him into Supervive. He's one of my closest friends. He and I started casting League of Legends together about the same time. He went over to EU. I stayed in NA. He made the right call. I did not. And but I've been trying to get him back, like into Supervive, and
he's gonna come back when 1.0 releases, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too. But I was someone who was as IRS2 get eliminated there. But I was someone who was advocating for Nautilus mid back in the day as a great pick up against Ahri especially. And so it was one of those things that I was saying that with these hook kind of champions who are really tanky, they're really good into the kind of meta. And I think when we look at Supervive, something like that is really good. And I'm waiting to see if NA is ever going to pick on that, as right now they have been big on this Oath. They've been big on holding onto that, but they've also been big on the Joule who gets resets from Zen. Chain Chompers now down to Zach H as they barely cling to life.
We're seeing classic NA gameplay here, sitting in the bush. Is he gonna get spotted? Ooh.
I don't think so. Looks like Zach H might be able to get away with what should have been easy to spot out there for the FF squad. They decide to relent, thinking that he's gone out of there.
Now we're seeing TLD fight PSA here. Again with the anti-mobility fuels.
I will say anti-mobility field, a very strong power that I think has kind of gone under the radar for a lot of like casual players. Obviously, competitive players I think take a lot more credence on when it comes to that ability.
There's
But
also a difference between NA and EU. We don't see anti-mobility field as much in EU,
True.
although it is very strong.
And I think would work so well into things like Kingpin, right? We were just talking about how strong that pick is an anti-mobility field. We saw it for like a brief glimmer back in like January, February, and then we saw it kind of fall off of like prevalence.
Yeah. And I don't know why that is. I think it's one of the strongest power in the games, especially when it comes to keeping that space, especially in a game like this, where you have to keep the space in zones after you've gotten your rotations in. If you try to rotate too much, you're going to run into teams and you're going to die. And that's where the anti-mobility field is strong.
As we still have 10 teams still enabled here. And I don't know if you were paying enough attention to the Synoid, but I may have flubbed the numbers a little bit when it comes to where the final circle is going to be. I have been making sure that it is honed in onto Kobayashi's with Bullet Train enabled to have a little bit more of these fun, interactive moments for a lot of our players.
Yeah. The thing about Bullet Trains is it likes to not listen to you. Because if you put it somewhere, it's gonna say, no, I want to be on the tracks, and then it moves away. And that's what the...
But Synoid, this is the big brain moment that I had where it's Bullet Train with Kobayashi's. Kobayashi's goes right with the tracks as we have two teams eliminated, GRC and 10, both taken out of there. And now Academy pushed away by FF. They could not collect on the bounties they've claimed. While they might have thrown down the Sinner's Embrace, it's the own embrace of death. They might have to embrace FF with the two-way tunnel to collapse back onto Academy. Johnny Spy finding the spike with the help of DJ Montague, but Sazi Hack could not bail out the rest of the team. FF 2v3 fighting against Academy. Chinese Spy with a nice spike back, finds it, and with the train collapsing back, Academy are pushed away from FF, and FF might barely survive thanks to Zen.
What a play by Chinese Spy, perfectly using his RMBs to boop them over the abyss, where Ghost is one of the strongest characters. You can't press that spacebar at all for the glide. If you do, you're dead.
And one thing that I like to reference is like Twin A, who has been very kind and has donated some subscriptions here to the channel. I know he's at the gym.
He was over in Min's stream earlier and did it too.
Hey, he's still in the stream, I believe, listening at the gym. But his brother has been posting all those memes on Reddit and was talking about a lot of the glider tech that happens. I know myself personally, I get caught with that a lot where I'm double spacing a lot and I get spiked pretty much instantaneously. I'm like, there's no spike here. But let's be real, even for the competitive players, we're not always paying attention to some of the glider tech that happens in the game and we get caught out.
What I'm looking forward to is when we see this game one day on LAN, the tech you can do with glider on low ping is gonna be insane. But in EU for now, we're calling it gliding for fun. If you press space over the abyss and get spiked, that's called gliding for fun.
I'm dreaming of those LAN days. You know, I am hoping for those to survive through the dark ages right now of Supervive to get us to those LAN days with casting those. Because man, meeting everybody who I've met through the community at those LANs, casting those LANs will be so hype. I know we'll get there one day, everybody, but we gotta get through the dark times. Right now, TLD and Moonlit Battleground Spades, the first one to fall, but FF pushing in as the third party of TLD. They see the writing on the wall. They'll take that one kill. They'll collect on the bounties, and they're not gonna put themselves in a bad spot for it.
Seeing Gamer as the last one here, is he able to get out? He's against the Blink Beebo. This is gonna be really difficult to escape.
He does have Joule, might be able to surge away, but Kenneth trying to follow up. And same with Stevenator. Here's FF to make it difficult for Game Over to get away with the surge from Zen to try to chase down Zen and then make sure Game Over is the game over. Then to collapse back onto Kenneth, eliminating 2 squads simultaneously.
The Beebo fell off the map. He got spiked by creeps on the way.
People kind of forget that, and they forget about that late game, you know? That creeps still are a thing you gotta pay attention to. I know I've fallen victim to it. We've seen our pro players fallen victim to it. And
Especially
I want
those ghosts. They are
Bro, the
sly with the spikes.
Oh man, the amount of times I have been spiked by ghosts, I don't even want to count on my hands. But I will say I want to count on Bob right now, who've been slowly moving their way up in the standings from 13th to 12th to 7th. Now here, 6 teams remaining, fighting against FF, struggling a bit as they have been separated. Kula cannot get out of that one. This poor tuna fish has been caught out by the net that has been set by so many teams, but Kula tried to get away, eventually collapsed back, and FF might have gotten the kill while we see that CC are eliminated at 6th.
TLD is looking very strong here with both Abyssal Eye and the Boombox. And it looks like they've been snowballing quite a bit. They also have XP Soul, so they're definitely the team to win this lobby.
And it is the last door, one of the most winningest teams in North America. Seeing Goth Cowboy on the other side. And like I said, as they have slowly moved their way up the ranks there, they fall at 5th. Well, yes, better than the 6th that they had before. Still 5th place, remaining 4 squads.
And if the zone pulls correctly, it's going to pull in the Cobas. And this time nobody has moved the core, which means that we might see some plays.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for, Sinoid, is for the Kobayashi's plays with Bullet Train, 4 squads. Cat, I think Cat are eliminated. Yeah, it's down to 4 squads. I think there's 2 squads that only have a couple of players left.
And we're seeing Pine with the Air Blast. I don't think we have much of other powers that get people in. You can do some funny shit with the 2-way tunnel. Pardon my language. Where you,
bruh, it's my channel. You can say
where you 2-way tunnel people into the core.
As we have a fight at Kobayashi's, Moonlit Battlegrounds stay within the bounds, but Spades had ventured out of there feeling safe. Was picked off pretty easily. A crown worn by PSA's Afios, not even wanting to go for the respawn on core, instead of hoping that with the double anti-mobility field, they can stay away from the danger zone. It is the end game. The guards are there. But does anyone want to attempt to face and try to fight against them?
That was a great play by Lemur. Spades overstepped the boundary, and Lemur put up the shield, which acts like a wall, so he couldn't walk back in. He was locked outside, and they got that kill completely for free because of that. Great awareness.
So now, with 4 squads remaining and looking at where our circle is, we are still within the bounds of town. And I am curious. It is Bullet Train. And Sonoid, while I have you here, I'm going to ask your opinion. I've been advocating for it.
More trains.
More trains, and if they get a kill, they should go faster, like getting the kill on Pamu.
Choo-choo. I want them to give us complete control over how many trains and the speed and everything, because that would make for some really fun game modes.
I agree. I'm hoping one day, a Star Flash gets pulled in by Pine, air blasted into the core. Afios again with the crown for PSA, might even be able to get the Deathbox revive. I am advocating for myself to be the train conductor, where every time the train gets a kill, you just hear my train whistle go, wow, wow, and we go, all aboard! For all players to hear during bullet trains.
That would be amazing. And here we see what I talked about with bullet trains not really liking the zone. Like as the zone was put on the core, it's now pulling left because it says no. I want to be on tracks. And now we're seeing TLD taking Godspot here probably.
Yeah.
Because it is going to stay on the tracks, and it's going to be rough for other teams to get in here.
They have a very good position on this so far. Like, every other team is going to be behind them on this tempo. They're all going to have to push outside of Kobayashi's. What is that? That little sliver there that they can play for. FF have gone for the outer parts, the wall of the circle, while PSA and Moonlit Battlegrounds, they're going to be in this awkward position. They're going to have to face forward into the last door.
We are also seeing two-way tunnels, though, that are usable to get this rotation. And we are seeing that PSA is probably able to stay within Kobayashi's here. This is all up to the next zone. It might pull back in, or it might pull even further out in TLD's favor.
There are a lot of two-way tunnels on each side. 10 seconds remaining on Appios to bring back in the full entirety of PSA. FF control the north, TLD the south, and they're confident in their position, but PSA have resurrected the full entirety of their squad, but they still will have to push out of the zone against Moonlit Battlegrounds, who try to push them back into the storm, and the bullet train almost were able to find it.
And TLD gets the zone. This is TLD to win. They can gatekeep everybody here. FF does have a two-way tunnel, or two-way TP to go to the left without any issues. And we see
Starflash already gone, having tried to go for the preemptive two-way tunnel, but already spotted it out as the storm collapsing. Difficult to escape. Appius might be inside of the circle, but TLD, as you talked about, Synod, they have been in control. Here comes the train to get one knock, but the fight back as two-way tunnels abound from both sides. But TLD still holding on to the circle, while FF find the knocks, eliminating PSA. Pine over the wall, over the abyss. Might survive for some time, but FF are down at 2, while TLD still hold the inside tracks onto the circle. And Pine is hoping for a miracle, but the storm doing so much damage to Joule. That's why Saucy Hack decided to collapse back, but they're now put in a bad spot. Saucy Hack is gone. Only Zen remains. TLD game 3 as they push back Zen once more into the storm. They want to take game 3.
I think that's perfect endgame played by TLD by the last door. They didn't make any mistakes in positioning. They kept it secure, they kept it to the end and just played to make the other teams fight on the rotation in. And I wouldn't have played it any different myself.
Honestly, it was really well played by TLD. Like, they had every advantage possible, and there wasn't much that they had to worry about. Okay, so PSA won game 1. Moonlit Battlegrounds won game 3. Who won game? No, game 2. Sorry, Moonlit Battlegrounds. Game 3 was not TLD. Oh my god, my brain is dying. Who won game 3 again? Because game 4 was TLD. So Lemur asked if Moonlit Battlegrounds and TLD won a game that we impose some restrictions onto them. And so I am going to impose some restrictions on TLD and Moonlit Battlegrounds. And I will post this into the Discord.
What restrictions are we talking?
So, as asked by Lemur, he asked for either a hunter specific champion, like a hunter specific thing that they had to lock in, or a power specific thing. I am going to decide that after spinning.
Yeah.
I think that is.
I have two ideas. I have either no powers at all allowed for them, or only
Okay.
one power slot,
That's what I was.
or they have to lock Hudson.
Senoid, you read the inner machinations of my mind, don't you? You read the. You know.
gotta say?
it's-
Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos? All right. So. Okay, game 4, not game 3. Yeah. FF was one who won game 3. I couldn't remember. So. Now that TLD and MB have won a game, I am going to impose a restriction on them. We are going to spin the wheel first to see what that restriction will be, because it will either be the power or it will be the Hudson. So first, it will be the ban. Okay, no. We're redoing this one. We already had a Jin ban.
Yeah.
I'm
Nobody
not
plays
gonna
Jin in NA anyway, so you know.
Only
he's basically
Lods
banned
plays
already.
that, and I feel like that's a BS one. So we're gonna redo that one.
Ooh.
Come on, say. No! No, we're redoing it again.
We
already had a Saros ban.
Yep.
Saros has already been banned to spawn. Alright, I'll take this.
Too bad, Pine. Too bad.
Yeah, too bad, Pine. Pine,
too bad,
Shrike is gonna be banned. Shrike will be banned. And now we will see who is the must pick. And this is gonna determine what
And the
MB
white
and
voice
TLD
and
have to then.
Ooh. Yes.
Come on. Oh,
Fuck yeah.
almost the Shrike duel.
I am happy. I'm going to be judging heavily this round. I want to see some plays.
So, I'm gonna tell them. So, Shrike, bang. Okay, if I can type. Elluna must be picked, but TLD and MB only. Okay, Sinoid, I will let you decide. Do they also have to pick Huddy, or do they have the one power restriction?
We can do one power restriction now, and if they still do well, we do Huddy next game.
Got it.
Yeah. I wonder what builds and what powers we're gonna see people pick up on Elluna, and what comps we're gonna see.
Yeah. So that's gonna
As
be
a-
it. It's gonna be the bunny for every team. No Shrike, but TLD and MB can only get one power for game 5.
As a resident bunny enjoyer, I'm very happy for this pick.
Me too, honestly. Yes, we've had a bunny brawl in the past. We had that tournament. That was a lot of fun. But I am excited to see how this is going to go with the Shrike ban and see how our team is going to do. So this will be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna drink some more Dr. Pepper. Not just straight Dr. Pepper, not any alcohol. So if anyone wants to donate or to subscribe, I am taking a little bit of a break, so that way you feel incentivized to do so.
Okay. Let's see. Big Game Hunter Rampage OP build. Overrated build. Just saying it.
Bro, oh my god, that'd be nuts. Let's see how many people are gonna go for the Battle Bunny.
Battle Bunny is the good one, but if you want to play
I
Battle
love
Bunny, you
Battle
play Interweaver, so you get a little bit extra damage and more roots up.
But not Rampage?
You play Rampage, of course.
Okay,
Of course,
okay.
that's a must play.
Alright.
And,
I'll drink. I'm gonna go drink some water for Madly, but only in the assumption that people are going to donate or subscribe more. Okay. So if you all fail me, then no more water.
Yeah, I'll keep
I'll be right back.
chat entertained for now. I'm also drinking some water, so you know, stay hydrated, everybody. But yeah, Elluna. I'm curious to see like how the people are gonna do their level unlocks. Are they gonna be Chads and wait until level 11 to get ult? Or are we gonna see RB max? Are we gonna see shift max? I don't. Yeah, last stand is a bad pick for Elluna. You should go tech or dash haste. That's my take as a self-proclaimed number one Elluna, or not self-proclaimed, I guess. I am 100% win rate in 1v1s. Yeah. So, this is gonna be an interesting matchup. I think we're gonna see Lemur and Oath again. He's been watching EU scrims, I think. Considering he's been going double tank, although he's running no mana item, which is interesting. I saw him running out of mana a lot. Kind of troll. But you know, that's it. That's how it is, I guess. When you're 5 months behind on macro. Yeah. Also, I'm curious what Elluna skins we're seeing. Are we gonna see some Lux variants of the Starlight one? Are we gonna see some referral skins? Are we gonna see the Enchanted Forest? Are we gonna see the one with the robe? I don't know. But we're seeing the tax collectors running Oath, which is a strong counter into Luna. I'm curious what strats are bringing. We're seeing 2 people go for Catacombs, which has the Kaiju Vault, or a Bustle Vault as it's called now. I'm still in Project Loki in my head, sorry. And 4, 5, 6. 5 teams dropping towards Immortech. I believe Immortech doesn't have anything special. People just want 2-way tunnels and the emergency platforms.
Alright, I'm back.
We saw 5 teams drop Immortech.
Oh shit.
Very curious. No fights
Yeah.
though, no death so far.
And then we also saw Twin give another gifted sub to 420 BRB. So, oh my god, we're at 54 subs for the channel.
We're seeing
Shit.
Pine on the bunny.
What?
I did not expect Pine to be on the bunny.
Neither did I. I know Pine has been playing more of a supportive role for a lot of the teams. And then Sky Void also subscribing as well. I think that's a gifted sub over to your Boo. So absolute insanity from everyone from the community. So I'll take another drink really quick. So y'all are amazing as we see more fighting. This time it's PSA and Moonlit Battlegrounds over Coldfang's Keep. Early
big
on,
root.
Nice root, but Game Over was able to get away in time. So will survive the initial onslaught. And they have run double support with Bishop on top of it for Academy Squad here. PSA trying to push back, but Chinese Spy keeping him at bay at first, and then going for the full frontal assault on the Palmu to find the first knock. Star Flash over the Abyss, even with the emergency platform, it doesn't give a damn. Moonlit Battlegrounds take control of Coldfang's Keep.
And this is the true potential of the Battle Bunny. You hit a root, you hit a few stacks of that Moonburn, and if you get that going, you do serious damage. And I'm curious what comps we're going to see. Are we going to see comps that can follow up on those roots? We saw that in the PSA team in Coldfang. They had a myth that isn't that good on following up.
PSA do get eliminated. So Aphio's taking down our squad that won game 1. Eliminated first again here in game 5.
Had some rough games.
Also, thank you, Chef. Said, happy birthday, bro. Can't sub right now. For some reason, yeah, you're all good. Thank you, Chef. We appreciate everything you do for the community regardless. So thank you so much for everything you've done in the past and present. And here we are in game 5 of the Magical's Mad Birthday Bash. And as I've said before, if the players are willing, as long as the players are willing, we will keep the games going as long as humanly possible. But we are in game 5. I do believe, though, since Sinoid, we did agree that going into game 6, if there wasn't the rule for the all one hunter comps for our teams, that I would get to decide what goes into game 6, just in case teams do drop out. And I feel like I'm gonna pick the all hoodie. I feel like I'm gonna pick the all hoodie.
I am very down for the all hoodie.
The TLD are going to fight against FF here in Ion Acres initially, but they both take the anomaly to safety, so they will both be safe and not seeing too much action outside of already having a squad eliminated. Oh my god, Sinoid! Really?
He said he couldn't afford it right now.
Alright, I'll take a drink for you. Cheers. Thank
I
you, guys.
guess credit card not working. He's not broke, guys. He's not broke. That's important.
You're all insane. 56 subs. Holy shit. Y'all are insane. Like, I love you all. Sinoid, you especially. Thank you so much for everything you do for the community as well. For NA, for EU especially. Like I said, you're the big inspiration for a lot of what I do here in NA as well. I try to make sure that I do stuff for EU as well. Sadly, it doesn't always work out like today. EGL was playing as well. But here we see that RTK taken down by Cat inside of Kobayashi's, but it is nighttime. So a little bit easier for them to find that fight, while WWW, the team that had gotten eliminated first in 2 of our matches so far, now fighting up against the Supervive Illuminati. They didn't get the dunk they needed to up against them, and now they're pushed to the abyss. Both of their backs against the wall. Stealth Ninja tries to get away, but spiked down by Illuminati, leaving only one to try to vacate.
Stealth Ninja did hit the dunk on Jang, but he was able to buffer into the wall to get that mantle and survive. Insanely well played by Jang to be able to live that. It's not easy to do.
No, and WWW eventually getting eliminated again early on as they tried to retreat, but we look at another team trying to retreat. NBA trying to get away from TLD. It is a struggle bus that they find themselves on, and we look up north. Bob, another one of our teams that has been slowly climbing up the ranks, find themselves up against Moonlit Battlegrounds, and it's difficult for them to get out of this one. As I said before, Moonlit Battlegrounds and TLD, they have been restricted to only 1 power, yet they are looking to fight up against Bob, who have themselves 2 powers across the board, madly trying to get back with the rest of the team. Double surge in order to get into better position while we go down South Game Center. Herd and Jet Ski, they've lost sneakers, but they are still at least somewhat formed.
It's interesting to see the power choices going for TLD and MB. Seeing height pickup and ability haste rune. And that's it.
That's it, because that's all he's allowed to, you know? Moonlit Battlegrounds, TLD, they are restricted to those 1 powers a piece. So we'll make it difficult.
Combos that goes out of the window when
But
you're only allowed 1.
look at TLD. They got the boombox, they got a skill, they got a grappling hook as well. They're looking really powerful, while the Chain Chompers ain't looking so powerful. Taken down by Bob madly, making sure they're continuing to climb up the rope.
And TLD in a fight right now.
But they are going to struggle up against Tax Collectors. Grabbing the Wisp. Phenom should be back in the battle, but immediately put back down, saying no. Crysta getting a lot of damage. The Bunny, the only one remaining. TLD gone at 10.
I'm surprised we're seeing them gone that early, having such a strong comp, such strong players, and still having really strong powers, even though they're limited to 1 per person.
That's what makes it fun. Hey, I will say, Lemur, you're the one who called this out. You're the one who asked for this. So I gave you what you wished for. And they are out early on, and we even see Moonlit Battlegrounds here struggling SVI, they are going to contend against Moonlit Battlegrounds, who don't have nearly as powerful of powers that we saw from TLD, but they will hold control of the high ground.
Enemies have captured a meteor soul.
Gonna be interesting to see who gets this armor soul. Having the Shredder soul is really good on Luna, because if you hit that level 4 route and you hit a lot of people, that armor gets shredded instantly.
I just like looking at Kobayashi's again. We saw there was a nuke there for RTK, and I thought they were gonna send that out, but I believe the cooldown was there for RTK, so couldn't stop the revive for Game Center, who bring up the rest of the squad in Kobayashi's as we continue to see these circles hone in on that central location. And shout outs to, I believe, Ophiodonis, who gave me the coordinates for that so that we can continually have the circle center in on Kobayashi's.
Yep. It is one of the most fun games. Whenever you get it in ranked or in tournaments randomly, it's so extremely fun when everybody picks up air blast and grapples and kingpins, and you just play to not get pulled into that corner. And we have news from the chat that Phenom got bugged with the grapple, so that's why he didn't get out.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
really
that
unlucky
too.
from
Yeah.
PLD. It is a beta game.
It
It is. That's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes the game doesn't like you, and you just didn't pray enough to RNGesus.
So this is one of those things that I'll continually tell players as they like gripe and moan and bitch about the game on Reddit or the Discord and stuff. It's like, it is in beta. I know people are like, well, it's a live service, but they've always said it's in beta, which, like, y'all didn't play the League of Legends beta like I did, and like I had friends too. If you thought League of Legends was perfect when it was in beta, hell, if you thought League of Legends was perfect after the first 2 years of the damn game, I hate to inform you, but I was there. That game was not perfect. I was abusing the crap out of things like Sion back in the day. Either AP or full life steal, where you could die fountain and never die.
And we're seeing Jetski just walk around and removing all of the bushes they had spent ages heading up with that ambush.
And I just like this, seeing this from 10. They will get the revive, but because the guards have already been sound, they immediately lose RTK. But then the guards turning on a jet ski, so Game Center, who thought they had that position, end up losing their bunny all the same.
And this is just free shard farming for Herd here.
Now, this is my... So no, I said I wanted to see the bullet train go faster every time it gets a kill. But should the guards get stronger every time they get a kill too? Would that be something that we cannot look for? As right now, Bob tried to push into Kobayashi's to eliminate a squad. They take down Dylan, while one might remain for 10. It is going to be devastation for all teams that had thought that Kobayashi's was their salvation.
I think if the guards hit a kill limit, they should be able to walk around outside of the town, no?
Okay, that'd be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty sick, right? Like, have a storm shift where guards, after like it's nighttime, just start roaming around. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, they got a little bit tipsy and, you know,
I feel that.
they're walking around.
As right now, Cat down to Krillo, their bunny, who's entered into town. TNN saw the bunny pass by. We'll see it again. Get spotted out, and both of them go, wait a minute. Nah, I don't want to eliminate the other squad. So the bunny will vacate Kobayashi's and try to loot right outside. But here comes Moonlit Battlegrounds. A nice anomaly back into Kobayashi's will keep Cat safe.
That is a really smart play by TNN. I believe he has ambushed and put a bush in that corner, which makes him practically invisible.
I gotta get the whistle. Because Pine helped out with the knockback into the train for height, so they do eliminate one member who will be revived pretty much instantaneously. But we see more fighting as Madly taken down by For Fun right outside of Kobayashi's, and the continual heart pumping for 10 as they keep trying to revive RTK. I'm wondering if now that it's a new day spawned, that if RTK is still going to be attacked by the guards. And guess what? The guards have not forgotten you, RTK.
Yeah, if they keep reviving him, it's never going to go out, basically. He has to get revived outside and not aggro the guards for, I believe it's 2 or 3 minutes.
Thank you, Chef, for saying they're just farming up the shards inside of Kobayashi's, continually getting these revives. Be like, all right, cool. I guess we're all gonna hit our gold items right now. Third taken down by the guards as well. We're gonna see another revive onto RTK, but now the guards have been taken down that had been aggroed onto RTK with the help of the tree. So RTK will be alive. And we have 5 squads in Kobayashi's.
I'm wondering, the teams that tagged RTK before he got aggro, did they get all the kill points? Because he got respawned 9-10 times. If they got just 10 free kill points, do we ban them for match fixing?
Nah, not one bit.
Not one bit.
Honestly, I'll say that's Ken's fault at that point, because now they're just the ones funneling the points on another team. That's not anyone else's fault.
We don't have any legal gambling rings here yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, it's also for fun tournament. It's not like they're playing for anything. I don't have money,
true.
guys.
Of course.
Like, that's why I'm asking for subscriptions and donations. I don't have anything, guys. This is just to help me out as we see a fight outside of Kobayashi's. Moonlit Battlegrounds already losing Spade, while SBI and the help of For Fun closing in onto the position. Thank you down low. They have the crown proc there for height, but it's only going to be height as their bunny could not enter back into the battlefield. SBI only down to Berserker, who's being chased down by too many squads. A lone oath without a crown, while Moonlit Battlegrounds, they got their own crown on the other side, and they were able to bring back up the team.
An enemy oracle is scanning.
Elluna goes down with a great root from Bush there. Hitting those roots on a moving target is not easy. That takes some skill.
Guess what? The TP'd core outside of Kobayashi, so no longer is that your home. Instead, you gotta venture into the danger zone. We see Mirror Vigil trying to hop away from the bunny, but that hunt down from Cat as they are looking to take down the prey with the help of Berserker, who gets rid of IRS's Mirror Vigil, eliminating another squad. We are down to 7.
Even with that nerfed Othel, that was enough to get a kill. And if you're alone and sitting in the bushing, you're gonna get discovered. You want that kill just as a band-aid on the placement.
And there goes Berserker, eventually chased down by Cat, finding their prey, and we see out in the danger zone that Game Center, they lose one while they still have 2 others up in the side of the circle. We are down to 6 teams. 17 players remain because Game Center's down 1 player as the bunny tries to hop back to Herd. But this is not looking good for any teams. This is a very small circle, and they've lost the bunny. It's only Herd remaining.
He's barely scraping by in that corner. Oh, the chunker's almost hitting him as well.
Boombox put down by 10 while we see push back. FF try to glide back. Saucy Hat couldn't manage it. It's down to Zen, but eliminated for fun. 5 teams now on the docket, only 12 players. A lot of teams missing players. We look at the Game Center, it's only Herd who remains, surrounded by a lot of squads that have the full formed team. Only 10 is the other team that doesn't have the full squad.
And soon Herd is going to have to rotate. He's going to have to move out of the bush. That's going to be the key here, is he able to is he going to be able to sneak into? And we're seeing 10 with the tree costume slowly creeping into zone.
Oh, but they spotted him out. They've noticed Game Center, so they're pushing back towards Herd, but the boombox put down, trying to keep alive some of the teams. But Cat have pushed back both 10 and Game Center. 10 might have been able to get around that pillar, but it is a thick wall to try to get around. They've lost CNN. Only Dylan now remains in height. Sees the prey, pouncing upon the bunny to eliminate another member and another squad.
And with every team having an Elluna, we might see some roots into trains here.
Oh, but there goes Herd, the last one remaining for Game Center.
What a great play, though, being able to stay alive for that long as a solo in a bush.
Exactly. Getting down to 4th place going to be great for the team, but we are down to 9 players. 3 squad Sinoid. We are looking at the position on these circles, and we're seeing a lot of these teams so far. They are uncontested, but where does the circle go? It actually will keep all teams favorable around the tracks.
Moonlight Battlegrounds is still doing too well. I think we need that Hudson next game. But it seems like Cat has the good spot there. They have the most room. They also have the necessary poke with a Carbine and with a Saros. And the other teams, they don't have cover. They're free range here for Cat to just poke him down, get rid of that armor, get rid of their resources, so they have the advantage going into the final fight between the 3 teams.
Right now, Cat in the north, Moonlit Battlegrounds in the east, Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy down in the south. No team feeling too threatened on their position, even looking at the items, the abilities these teams have for themselves. The one ability for Moonlit Battlegrounds, they have a boombox they can grab Pine, picking that up. They're not too threatened, but Cat still try to pounce onto their position to get any advantage. But not enough to take down Moonlit Battlegrounds, but the Academy squad pushing from the north, pushing back Cat, and they're looking for this Sinner's Embrace. It takes down Carillo. Pine putting down the boombox. The rest of the Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy trying to collapse back around the stereo, but they've lost Pine. Bunny gone. Cat bouncing back. Same with Academy striking back. It's Stevenator and Kenneth as they try to bounce back to the island, while Height avoids the ire of the Academy squad. Stevenator, the last one remaining for Cat, but he is gone. As the Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy up against only Height. The train! Bring it back in, Moonlit Battlegrounds, to win another game!
What just happened? Hyde
What
absolutely
the heck?
pulling off a miracle with that most wanted, forcing the Eva to be 1 HP and then getting them into training, getting that most wanted off.
Win.
What an insane play.
So win what happened? What the fuck?
Okay, did they just adopt the TLD plot armor? Has the torch been passed? There is no world. They had no right to win that game like they did. And somehow, and I just rewatched the stream, and I still don't know what happened.
I will tell you what happened.
Tell me what happened.
The
That's what happened.
train came in clutch for Moonlit Battlegrounds, giving them that plot armor you were talking about, Twin, that won them the game. Game 5 for Moonlit Battlegrounds, and chat's been asking for it. I'm not even going to spin for it. Everyone should know. It is the
All Huddy. And I think Moon MB and TLD still needs a nerf. So
Yes. We're
Are
going
we
to keep
saying-
up the 1 power. We're going to keep
Okay.
up the 1 power. Everyone is all HUD.
so we're not doing no powers for them at all.
No. 1 power.
Well, 1 power, okay.
One power
I think
seems
with
fair.
all Huddy,
Yeah.
it's fair for 1 power.
Yeah, I do agree.
I'm gonna say that in chat. No spend. All. TLD. God, I can't spell.
Real quick, if I could just have the mic for 1 second,
Yes.
I would like to raise a cup to both of you two. I have my beer in front of me, and I just wanted to say, ever since I first joined this scene, and I've met both of you two, Synoid, Magical, you both have been nothing but the kindest human beings, people I admire. Synoid, I want to play like. Magical, you are the hardest working caster in Supervive, and I want to one day be half the person you are on the mic. So happy birthday to both of you two. A cup raised to each of you. Cheers. I love you both so
Cheers.
much. Happiest birthdays to each of you.
Woo!
Cheers. Woo.
The
Thank
birthday
you.
twins. Let's go. From
Wanted
the
a twin.
twin themselves. Let's go. I love it.
No, I remember Magical sending me a DM, or we were chatting, and I said, yeah, I have my birthday later this month. And he goes, yeah, I'm having my birthday bash as well, May 17th. I'm like, wait, hold up.
Bro, I
That's
remember
my
you
birthday.
saying your birthday was in May, but I don't know why I didn't clock it was the same day. So like that's why it's even better having you for this, so that way we can like have the true birthday bash. Me and Synoid, the two twins with birthdays, to celebrate the Supervive birthday, and here we are for the birthday bash going into game 6. All Huddy, TLD,
All Huddy.
and Moonlight Battlegrounds. Only 1 power though.
Too bad. MB did too well with 1 power. if they also went out early like TLD, we might have, discussed it, but... a skill issue in a good way. You're too good.
Yeah. So like, and like I said, I appreciate everyone who has subbed so far. Any donation, all that stuff. I have food my wife delivered to me to eat to try to
What did
lower
you
down.
get?
So it's like this chicken, cabbage, carrot, and rice thing. Let's try it
That
out.
sounds good.
That's awesome. I encourage water. Soda does not count as water. If you want to
What do
keep
you
the
mean?
party going, hydrate.
What do you mean?
Hydrate or
water?
dihydrate.
Soda.
Yep.
Soda has water in it.
I love soda.
Bad argument.
Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. Drink a little bit of water. You're the one who tell me to drink water when I cast. Come on.
Look, you are not allowed to use logic against me.
Also,
Logic's
just
not
saying,
even in here.
Twin is an expert on water. He's braced it around all day.
That is true. That is true.
I'm also the expert on people who consume too much alcohol
all right.
or not
all right.
enough.
Oh,
Again, nothing but
How
love.
about this?
I'm doing this
I
for
will
you.
go get it. I will go grab the water bottle, but I expect at least 1 person to sub while I'm gone.
Yeah.
There we go.
Also,
I'll go grab the water.
the Huddy name kind of sounds like hydrate.
Oh,
Just saying.
Synoid, that's why you're the smart one.
I like to believe so.
I know so. Dude, I'm glad they were able to get you in here, man, get you on the mic. You're so good.
I honestly forgot the birthday bash was on, and I was doing my own birthday stream as stopping by. And I was about done, and I was just checking who's online, and then I saw MadMagical birthday bash, and I was like, oh shit, true, that's today. And
Yep.
I was supposed to go to bed 2 hours ago, but I'm currently jobless, and I have nowhere to be tomorrow. So
Cheers! Good for you, man. I didn't realize it was your birthday till I was scrolling through, Supervive channels as one does. Support Supervive content creators, people. And I was like, oh, Synoid's birthday. Well, I could drop some gift subs in there. Let's go. I didn't even think to mention it. 420, keep the party sub in 420. I can't partake, but I encourage everybody else to. That's awesome, buddy. I hope you had a great birthday.
I got the water.
I had an amazing birthday. My mom flew out, and we went and had Indian for I have
So,
a really
love that
good
for you.
chicken tikka masala.
Oh, okay. I thought everybody were rat. I was like, does it show that?
Let's go. Let's go.
This is gonna be interesting.
Honey, baby.
Okay,
I
so
will take
I
the
was playing
back
with a
seat,
friend earlier
Mr.
today.
Noid.
Yeah, I was playing with a friend earlier today who was trying out Hudson. He hasn't played in a few months. And this patch has completely nerfed his RMB. You can just walk around it. So he was running max shift, because if you bash into someone with the shift, you knock them and they get a slow.
Yeah.
And then the wires next, and he was bumping them into the wires, and it was working. So I'm curious, what are we gonna see from people? And the new ultimate is really strong. If we have an ultimate into ultimate, that's gonna absolutely rip through the enemy teams.
This is amazing, though. Everyone on Huddy. Bullet train enabled. We see the early fighting for Cold Fang's keep as Game Center push back, but Abador take down Jetski as the first casualty for Game 6.
We're seeing Lemur with the new skin. He finally got love.
Finally, Huddy getting the skin.
I gotta say, the Lux variant of that skin is very girl boss. I absolutely love it. He is one of the girlies.
Okay, so it's annoying. We've talked about League of Legends before. I've been waiting for the Star Guardian Gragas skin for ages. That has never been gifted to me. You know what Theorycraft could do to make it up for all that is give me like a girl boss Huddy skin. That would be amazing.
You haven't seen the Lux edition of the current one? That is very girl boss.
Well, Lux, yes, but I want Gragas. I want Gragas to be the and Twin gifting the sub. There it is. I got the water bottle. So don't worry. I'll take a sip of water for you. How does that sound, Twin?
That's what I said for the last 2 subs. I want water so you can actually enjoy the party or not hate tomorrow.
I mean, regardless, I think I'm gonna hate tomorrow.
1v1.
Stevenator goes down.
Yeah, Stevenator
Star
down.
Flash.
It's just Krillo and Starflash, but Starflash will bring back up Appios while Krillo, bailing from the fight, might go down to Kobayashi to revive the team instead.
I gotta say, sticking that 1v1, you're even HP. You have hover rings. You're in the advantage position there. I think they should have taken the fight.
I'm gonna eat some food, so Twin, Denoid, you guys take it from here for a bit.
I'm curious what builds are we going to see. Are we going to see double damage or double tank or hybrid? It's going to be some interesting matchups here. Since everybody's playing the same character, it's all the minute details that matter in these matchups. Look at this. He's killing the guard.
Oh, I love it! Let's go, Dylan. You might actually be making up for that audacious gnarled heart you placed off the train tracks in Game 2. We don't forget, Dylan. We don't forget. Oh, and Tien goes down to the world. In my heart of hearts, I'm going to assume it's Bullet Train, even though it was an off-screen death. So, Choo Choo, thank you, brother, for that one. Yeah, I'm so curious what kind of builds we're going to get. Ooh.
He's stuck in a cage. Our spectator can check what builds people are running.
If you press caps lock, we could see everybody's at once. Yeah, they know.
There we go. We're seeing
Steeps. Some armor.
We're seeing some double tank hybrid, some double DPS. It's mostly tax collectors with, I think, full double damage. And Lemur with the Trailblazer roll. This is, yeah, most people are going double damage. I'm not sure if that's the play.
I see a couple double helmets, so.
Yeah, I'm
Christmas
not sure.
arrives early.
I'm not sure what build is to play, but again, we're playing all Huddy. It is not normal gameplay.
Here we go.
Normal
Level
gameplay
7.
does not apply.
WWW runs into
And
movement
here is this
backgrounds. Oh, there's the new
You see,
ult.
it's Caesar gets pulled in, gets too low. The new ult pulls you, no matter, even if you're low HP, it tugs you in little by little and just inches you into death.
Right now, WWW are struggling. They've lost first, like they've been the first team eliminated the past 2 games.
You really hate to see it happen because they're all such great people, great players, and for anybody watching who doesn't play this game at a high level, any one of those players would absolutely dominate any lobby. They just happen to be in the All Huddy birthday bash against the best of the best of the best in NA. And IRS, these auditors having to run for their lives as TLD took next to no damage in that fight.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not your day. And we're seeing
Oh,
the Battlegrounds chase down CC here. They have the ultimate, so if one of them connects, he is dead.
Oh no!
They
the
don't even need
power
ultimate.
was
There we go.
popped.
Another one. With
No
those
one bites
ults.
the
Nom 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 nom.
dust. Wait, WWW just took out PSA though. Let's go. We're on the board. Top 11. We take those W's.
That is
WWW.
improvement. They might have had some tilting earlier, but now they're back in the game, playing all Huddy. It's only good vibes.
It's
All
only good
vibes all the time. So 2 teams eliminated early on, but
Yeah.
I feel bad for Glass, unfortunately living up to the name, but was able to tank against 3 Hudsons for a surprising amount of time. Unfortunately, having to pack her bags and go back to lobby for a possible Game 7. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
And
It's
now
up to the
everybody
players.
has ultimate. This is gonna change the fights. It's gonna be who hits that ultimate first.
I feel like it's going to be like a game of tug of war eventually, where they just pull each other into. And here we go. The
Okay.
first chain comes out.
Oh, from each side. One from each side.
Hike into the
They're
knockout
pulling them
bush, and I
apart.
can't see who this is, but Saucy Hack, unable to make it over the abyss and into the 2A portal. They did get their 3rd member to run for the hills and hopefully escape. Maybe they'll get that revive off as TLD finds themselves in between Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy and possibly GCR, but GCR, I don't know if they want the smoke right now. They're trying to position and get that level 9, which is now on board for them.
but look at this.
And these sand walls are gonna give them that advantage in damage trades early on.
Big!
Yeah, and now SVI, they thought they had to play on to GCR, but TLD had been on their position. Here's the salvage
What
hook
an
to
ult from
drag him
Lemur.
back in. Jang's gone. Only one will remain. Berserker tries to get away, but we see that Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy fighting against WWW, pulled in, ripped apart. WWW taking
party.
control, but here's that 4th, 5th, whatever you want to say, party. Because TLD, they've been a part of a lot of the fights, but they're going to join into this other fray. They found the lockdown on a DJ Montague and Chinese Spy.
Look at the
Blocking
chains!
just outside of the Ion Acres. The salvage hook ripping down DJ Montague as on the other side. Avador will take claim of the kill. Then look for Stealth Ninja. WWW thought they had the play, but TLD, all of them formed up. Salvage hook
What
will
a
rip
snipe
apart
from
WWW.
From downtown! Lemur
Call him
back-to-back
Kenny yes, because
one-shots.
he doesn't miss.
Wow, Sinoid, good job pointing out both those Lemur with like the practically max range hooks. Sticks the landing twice to secure 2 victories in a row in the middle
He's
of all that
Steph
chaos.
Curry reincarnated. He's not dead yet, but it's 50 years in the future.
Closing.
Here's Kenneth trying to bring back the team. Got rid of RTK with the salvage hook to drag him back in. Cat are back. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. It's just Chinese Spy on the core, but he is pushed away. Scared off by the salvage hook drag. Well, 10 stick the landing. They might be able to drag back in the team. We're going to go up north, up into Dawn Caps, because we see Bob. Team still there, and we see on the kill feed, it's a trade 1-for-1 at the core, but Cat still have 2. It's just Dylan onto the core.
And I do believe you can use the salvage hook to pull people into the core as it doesn't do any damage itself. I might be mistaken because I don't play Hudson too much.
I don't know. I kind of wish, actually, in hindsight, that
It doesn't
one
do
player.
damage.
I wish one player
Salvage
played
hook
as
does not do
KP.
damage.
Oh,
Yes.
that's good to know. I wish one person was KP, so they were Kingpin cosplaying as Hudson.
Right now, so salvage hook, what it does initial damage on the landing, but depending on how far away you are, it won't aggro the guards now that we're at nighttime. It really won't. And then each pull
TLD.
won't do any damage at all. TLD, FF pushing onto the core. 10, bring back up TNN. Here's the bullet train. Goodbye, TNN. Caught asleep on the tracks as Dylan gets ripped apart by the spin barrels, leaving only RTK. Salvage hook might have gone wide, but 10 are still finding themselves in a dirt nap.
GCR went
TLD
out.
are really
Go for it,
intelligent
Squid.
with these powers here. The sand walls, they're able to shoot through them, but the enemy teams aren't. So they get that initial damage trade-off. When both Hudson shoot, they can just they get that 10-20% damage before the enemy team does, and they just win those trades. And in the mirror matchup with characters, that makes or breaks the game. Even though they're limited to one power, they're using that power space very good.
And we're seeing another fight. SBI, Moonlit Battlegrounds, both of them trying to rip it apart, but we see that the blades are already chomping down on the SBI. Moonlit Battlegrounds eliminating another squad while the IRS will collect on the cat.
Nom nom nom. And we saw Moonlit Battlegrounds earlier. Tug a player from each side like a medieval torture machine. And it's... They're just playing with their food at this point. We're already down at 5 teams in, I believe it's day 3. In lobbies with players of this caliber, we don't really see teams drop out.
No, not
This many teams drop out this fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's unprecedented, really.
Nerf Hudson. There, I'll say it.
Yep. Why can't he just, shoot people and do that much damage? It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Right? I'm just saying. Hudson's not that bad. People are kind of saying, like, oh, the Hudson rework is really weak.
Oh.
And here we're getting proven a different case right now from a lot of our teams as more barbed wires thrown down inside of Kobayashi's. FF trying to fight back. The train almost clacking back on the tax collectors, but Bush pushing onto the position to try to take down Opiadonis. It's going to be the salvage hook that rip apart the tax collectors, and they've got the spin barrels chugging. Iris out of Kobayashi's, bailing out of the position. FF will take control of town.
Sorry, the new ult actually reminds me of like fishing. Like you pull in a little bit and then they fight back and you reel them in just a hair more. And using the double hover wings to get out of that last little bit of danger and survive was really nice, honestly. I appreciated that play.
Having struggled fishing some really big fishes in my life, that is a pretty good analogy of how it feels to tug a big beast up from the sea and having them fight back, and you eventually getting them just like that.
What a hook!
Feels really good.
2 big beasts right now. TLD seem to be the bigger fish in the fight against Moonlit Battlegrounds, but we go back to Academy and go back into town. Kobayashi's, the guards has been sounded initially. We see Zen on the outskirts. Bob chasing this one down. B-bombs only are going to take control. They should be able to get the death box to revive. Well, we see inside of town. It is just paid for Moonlit Battlegrounds.
We're seeing TLD. They're gonna get this
Check out
Bubbas
Saucy.
really quick. The creep damage from Hudson. The damage you do on boss, especially as a 3, that got melted.
It's just done?
It's just done.
Instant.
Didn't even
And
see it.
we even see that Moonlit Battlegrounds, they get eliminated on the other side. So we are down to 3 squads. Bob, FF, and TLD are remaining at 3. For fun, Luzen, as he was trying to push back onto TLD, but they still got pushed on the court inside of Kobayashi's. And with the circles, how they've played so far, I don't know who's been rigging it, but it has been rigged to look around Kobayashi's.
Look at these powers, by the way. 3 air blasts and a sand wall, and it's leaning towards Kobayashi's. Bob is really setting themselves up for success in this one. They have both souls, although Air Soul probably not that big of a difference maker in this one. It's still nice and...
And we have a bush in a bush.
how many bushes are around the core right now. God Cowboy kind of like hanging around there, but like, nope, no one's allowed to get this revive. But they don't realize the bush has been hanging
Bush is
around
in the
there
bush.
in that corner,
a spot.
unspotted.
We can zoom out and see from above that he's in the bush, but from the angle of the players, they're not able to see the bush in that corner.
Yeah.
So he is practically invisible.
So they think he's outside of
guard down.
Kobayashi's right now. And with how Kobayashi's is, TLD take the
He's taunting them.
complete circumference of the circle to get around the circle. They don't want to enter into Kobayashi's. They're letting the teams that control it remain in control because they are going to be the bandits outside.
They tried to air blast a guard and the tree blocked it. That was great.
They're just removing the guards right now. They're making
is
it so
great.
they can fight in Kobas.
Smart
The other-
call.
TLD might not
TLD,
even notice right away. They might
They
think it's
won't
safe
be
in there.
aware. Yeah. But again, TLD with the position, just like the early game. The zone pulls to TLD. They have
Yes.
buffers. They know where zone is going.
Guess what? They're 15, 14, 13, 12 for big old B-bombs for Bob. They're not looking in that position of power. Bush, well, he might remain inside of Kobayashi's. He's also low. This is all TLD favored. Everyone in chat believes in Bob because it is madly on Hudson. Outside of Joule, we all know madly for the Hudson play, but here it is going to really be the testament on how good of a Hudson player you are. TLD have all the advantages going their way.
They do have double soldo on Bob, and with the passive as well, they repair armor incredibly quickly as a Hudson. So if this fight goes on and they have a lot of poke, they might end up having the advantage on this. And
Guess
FF gets
what?
the rest.
Yeah, they get the res. So now, the good, the bad, the ugly, it will be the stare down between three. Kula spotted out first, the first casualty of the three squads, while suppressing fire has been laid down. Not enough to take TLD out of the fight. They still remain resolute right outside of Kobayashi's. They are undeterred. Bob, you might be wearing the crown, but TLD, they're looking for glory as they might be able to push onto your position. Salvage hook to land onto them. Pulling back in, taking out Goth Cowboy. Madly no! With the crown proc will bring back up the team. Phenom down to low. Gula tried to push back in, and unfortunately for Madly, you might have pulled off a miracle. It only says FFF. Well, TLD will now rely on Lemur, thrown down by the salvage hook. FF will find their second victory.
What a play for Mad League, being able to get that off. I did not see that one coming.
Neither did I. I thought that Madly found the crown and that was going to be the game. But no. It was enough as FF waited the timer out. They let the two teams fight it out, and they pick up game 6. So now, I will leave it to the players. Do you want to continue playing, or are you all done? And that is going to be whether or not we continue this going. Otherwise, we will end the birthday bash here. So I'm going to say it in the chat really quick.
I just can't believe that beautiful camping spot from Bush right there in the corner, able to get the res off, beautiful third party at the end. Like, that was played so well by them. It's like, there's no world. They're just fighting for second. Oh, they're all up. Oh, they have position. I mean, dang. That was a fun match to watch.
It was. So I know, Shivam, it is very late for you. So Shiv, any words from you on what you want to do? If you want to end it now, we will end it now. I can take over. If the players want to wish to keep going, I will continue the games going. But you have done an amazing job so far. So thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. And I think from what I'm hearing, a lot of the players have to leave as well. So I think it is an appropriate place to end. Thank you everybody for joining in, for all the subs, for the donations that you have given in. If anyone else has any more donations or subscriptions they wish to give before we end the birthday bash, we'll take them now. But otherwise, we are going to end it up. It's mine and Sinoid's birthday. So we got the birthday twins here. Cheers again to you, Sinoid.
I gotta say, on a technicality, it's no longer my birthday because I'm EU.
It's still birthday in NA, so you're good.
Yeah,
It's
my birthday in NA. It's fine.
And then
It's my
Lemur
birthday
comes
somewhere in the world.
Lemur comes in with 5 more gifted subs, so we will have more drinks to end it off. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate every last one of you. You are all incredible. For the donations, for the subscriptions. As my wife is still continuing to make cake in the background. All right. So let's find out who is still streaming, and we will go ahead and raid them. So that way we keep on the birthday wishes for everybody else. Like I said, I love this community. I love Supervive. You are all incredible. And there's another... Oh my goodness, there's another subscription. Supernac coming in as well with a gifted sub. Oh, you guys are all insane. I love every one of you. You are all incredible. I am hoping for a lot of success for Supervive. Like I said, I know, like, I put a lot into the community. This is not me trying to, like, get sympathy from everyone. I put as, like, you know, blood, sweat, and tears into every cast that I give. I try really hard with everything. So it's like, sadly right now, money just isn't there for me to be able to put back into the community. I wish it was. Every subscription, every donation is pretty much going to go right now to paying bills. I wish I could put it into the community. I'm hoping one day we get there. I really do.
I believe.
You all
I believe.
mean the world to me. And yeah, that's all I can say. I'm going to go look for someone to raid, though. I think Lemur is still streaming right now, so why don't we just give it over to Lemur? Let Lemur...
They go with himself.
Yeah, let Lemur keep this going for all of us. You guys are all incredible, and I'm hoping that in the future, I can pay it all forward. I can pay it back to everybody who's helped out so far, because every donation, every subscription will help out immensely. You are all wonderful, and until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful night. So peace out. So I'm recording this way after the birthday bash has already ended. I got a little bit too drunk, and so yeah, I'm just gonna do this really quick. I'm gonna go through the points and let everyone know how they did. So in 13th, WWW, you got 11 points. Thank you so much for playing. You are awesome. And also, shout out to everyone who played. I really appreciate you all joining. But I just want to go through the standings so everyone sees, even though there's nothing to play for. CC with 23 points coming at 12. Nice job. It was a lot of fun to watch you guys as well. And seeing a lot of these newer players joining in, even if it's a for fun tournament, because we know there are a lot of really good players in Supervive, especially in the tournaments that I host. Even if they're for fun, we have some of the top talent that keep signing up that are all awesome, and I love every last one of you. So now in 11th place, Game Center at 38 points. A bit surprising to see them lower on the standings, but it was quite chaotic, and the fact that we were forcing players off of some of their normal hunters and making them play newer things, and also the final game of All Huddy, a lot of fun. 10th place goes over to Bob with 40 points, only a couple points above Game Center. Went a little bit quicker. IRS at 48 in 9th. 8th place goes over to Cat with 52. 10th place is 10, 50 at 7. 6th place, well, I guess technically SVI did tie with 10 at 57. If I recall, wasn't there another tie? Yeah, I was right. PSA with 57 as well, so technically PSA, SVI, 10. All tied at 5th place at 57. Kind of wild that we had a three-way tie at 5th place. And moving up,
MBA, our Academy squad, at 67. Well done to them. Right above them, we get to third place FF at 131. What a jump from fourth to third place. But we're now down to our final two. We know it's Moonlit Battlegrounds and The Last Door, but which one won? Well, it's no longer a secret. It is Moonlit Battlegrounds winning at 143. DLD, The Last Door, 136. Well done to them, but not quite able to beat Moonlit Battlegrounds, who were able to take the cake. Well done to everyone. Thank you again for joining in for the Magical's Mad Birthday Bash. You were all amazing. All the subscriptions that you guys gave to the channel, I mean, means a lot. I love this community. I hope I can keep doing stuff for this community. And let's go to the summer of Supervive. Until next time, peace out.